Attention please, senior parents, if you could start gathering by the scoreboard. Senior parents, need you to start gathering now by the scoreboard. Thank you.
All right, welcome to Friday Night Lights in Cashion, Oklahoma. It's senior night live here in Maxon Field as the Cashion Wildcats 3-5 taking on the Hinton Comets 5-3 here. Huge district game today, but before we get to that, it's always a great tradition here at Cashion as we honor our seniors from football, band, cheer, and cross country. And so we'll send it to my man, Silky Smooth Chad Tishner on the mic.
At this time, we're going to introduce our first senior this evening will be Mr. Bryson Beitler. Is the son of Trey and Danielle Beitler. His siblings are Dustin and Bodie. His other sports and hobbies are powerlifting, golf, and playing fork with the boys. His future plans are to go back to Francis Tuttle, finish out school to make plenty of money for a future Christian family. His favorite football memory is winning against Pahuska to make it to state in back-to-back years. Bryson's advice to future football players at Cashion: just don't be stupid and listen to the coaches. They know what they're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bryson Beitler. Our next senior is Mr. Thomas Branson. always remember where I came from. His favorite football memory? Winning our second state championship back-to-back by beating Ringling at UCO like this.
Harmon goes fade. He's got Manning. Deep in Mason Manning on the deep lane in the corner. Harmon gave him a chance. Mason Manning goes up and makes the play. 8 seconds remaining, folks. Oh my.
Tommy's advice to future football players: do not quit. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tommy Branson. Our next senior, Miss Alyssa Davis. And have 5 kids. Her favorite band memory: going to the gas station and eating lunch there during Red Carpet Honor Band. If you know, you know. And Alyssa's advice to future band members: it's okay if you don't always fit in. Everyone is different and you are amazing the way you are. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Alyssa Davis. Our next senior, Miss Bailey Garrett. Walking off the mat at game day regionals last year and seeing everyone's hard work pay off, and knowing that we had just gotten regional champion. And Bailey's future advice to cheerleaders: don't settle, always strive to be better, it will pay off. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bailey Garrett. Our next senior, Miss Kaylee Gillian. Her parents are Jennifer and Matt Green. Siblings are Skyla and Hunter Green. Other sports, hobbies, and academics at Cashion are cheerleading for 4 years, powerlifting for 2 years. Kaylee's future plans are to attend OU and major in pre-med, and she plans to become an oncologist. Then get married to a handsome man that loves Jesus and live on lots of land. Her favorite cheer memory is winning the competitive state championship and making history with her favorite team. Her advice to future cheerleaders: keep showing up and don't give up, and keep putting in the work, because the outcome is worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kaylee Gillian. Our next senior is Miss Cheyenne Henry. Cheyenne is the daughter of Cassie and Curtis Henry. Her siblings are Harley and Hannah Henry. Her other sports and hobbies at Cashion: cheer 1 year, basketball 4 years, BPA 1 year, leadership 1 year. Cheyenne's future plans are to go to college and become a dentist, make a lot of money, buy a huge house on land, and marry a handsome man. Her favorite cheer memory is when Abby and I overslept at cheer camp and almost missed learning a new dance. Cheyenne's advice to future cheer members: always be listening and paying attention. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cheyenne Henry. Our next senior, Miss Hannah Higgins. Hannah is the daughter of Christina McIntyre and Sam Higgins. Her siblings are Brittany, Whitney, Victoria, Haley, May, and Dalton. She has participated in band at Cashion. Her future plans are to attend mortician school. Hannah's favorite band memory is when I had a cup in my shirt pocket and leaned over and it went everywhere. And Alyssa Davis gave me a look that said I was the dumbest person ever. Hannah's advice to future band members: do not forget your instrument. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Hannah Higgins. Ladies and gentlemen, our next senior, Miss Lauren Jenkins. Lauren is the daughter of Buck and Becky Jenkins. Her siblings are Courtney Chambers, Luke, Brenna, and Jonah Jenkins. While at Cashion, Lauren has played basketball for 4 years, cheer for 4 years, student council for 4 years, NHS for 4 years, softball for 2 years, and track for 1 year. Lauren's future plans are to go play basketball in college, major in radiation therapy, marry a tall Christian boy, and become a mom. Her favorite cheer memory: winning competitive cheer state this year with her best friends. And Lauren's advice to future cheerleaders: make the best memories. 4 years feels like 4 minutes. Don't waste it. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lauren Jenkins.
No.
Our next senior, Mr. Jeffrey Gage Tilly Bennett. Gage is the son of Jeff Bennett and Amber Tilly. His siblings are Tate and Neely Bennett. While at Cashion, he has participated in track, basketball, and cross country. Gage's future plans are to attend Cameron University, graduate, and get a house with a lot of land and marry a hot bae. His favorite memory is getting attacked by an armadillo at Luke's house while running. Gage's advice to future cross-country members: always watch out for skunks. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeffrey Gage, Tilly Bennett. Our next senior, Mr. Benson Waltman. Benson is the son of Todd and Christy Waltman. Siblings are Jay, Parker Brett, Lane, Abby, Lucy, and Jacqueline Waltman. Benson has enjoyed playing football, fixing old trucks, and working with horses. His future plans: serve a church mission, become a farrier, and raise a family on a ranch. His favorite football memory: winning the game in Watauga and celebrating with the team. And Benson's advice to future football players: show up to practice on time and use your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Benson Waltman. Our final senior this evening, Miss Reese Williams. Reese is the daughter of Eric and Casey Williams. Her siblings are Slade and Burke. While at Cashion, she is cheerleader for 4 years, played softball for 4 years, basketball for 4 years, track for 4 years, and National Honor Society for 4 years. Reese's future plans are to attend Oklahoma State, major in pre-nursing, get married to a handsome cowboy that loves Jesus, and live on a lot of land with a beautiful family. Her favorite cheer memory is winning academic champions and state competitive champions in the same day and making history with her best friends. Reese's future advice to cheerleaders: never give up on yourself or your team. Just keep loving each other and pushing each other, and success will come. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Reese Williams. Cashion fans, let's hear it one more time for this great group of Cashion athletes and everything that they have done for Cashion Public Schools.
Another one in the books here, live from Maxon Field. Wildcats celebrating a great group of seniors here, the class of 2024. We've got 3 football players, Benson Waltman, Bryson Beitler, Tommy Branson. We've got 5 cheerleaders, Reese Williams, Lauren Jenkins, Cheyenne Henry, Bailey Garrett, and Kaylee Gilliland. And then from the band, we've got Alyssa Davis and Hannah Higgins. On cross country, Gage Tilly Beddick, one of our fantastic camera guys. We're going to give him the night off, so it'll just be Maddox up top. But what a great group of kids, great group of family members, parents, and certainly, again, Wildcats are definitely very, very fortunate to have these great kids here wearing the crimson, or I should say crimson, maroon and gold.
You could tell he's an OU fan.
That's all right. Always crimson on the mind. We appreciate you guys joining us here. It's Game 9, the Wildcats in district play. We've got 2 district games left. As they say, they don't get any more important than this one, Chris. But before we start to break down the visiting Hinton Comets, led by head coach Grant Potter, Wildcats with a crazy game last week, went on the road, took on the 4A Woodward Boomers out on the road. Wildcats had a good start. It was 7-6. They actually had a penalty. They made their extra point, had a penalty, went ahead and went for 2, didn't get it. And then things started to kind of go a little, were basically a little unraveled there through the course. Wildcats getting essentially outgained, total yards 360 to 168. Had 3 turnovers that were costly. It wasn't so much about the penalties, but Wildcats' field position, et cetera, led to a lot of Woodward points. But the irony is that they used an ineligible player that was caught by the own Woodward coaches, turned in by Woodward, so got to give them credit, honesty on their part. So the Wildcats are 2-0 winners and moved to 3-5 on the season.
Yeah, I watched that game, and it was exciting to see some of the big plays that we made. Some of the, Max had a couple big touchdowns, but you just saw what a lot of senior and juniors look like playing against a bunch of freshmen and sophomores with a few juniors mixed in there and seniors mixed in the bunch. And so it's just that's what's exciting about this bunch of kids is as they get older and you see this freshman group turn into sophomores, juniors, seniors, that's the excitement that you're going to see for me is the experience that these kids are getting at this age playing on Friday nights and getting that varsity experience at a young age is going to pay off down the road. And that's the one thing that I want to keep urging our fans to look at, keep coming out here and supporting these kids because in a few years they're going to be good and it's going to be fun to watch. And it's still fun to watch, get out here and support the kids, but there's excitement there for the future.
Heck yeah. So Ethan Waswa, the sophomore quarterback, finished 14 for 29, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Grayson Davis, the freshman, was the leading rusher, 29 yards. Max Higdon had a huge night, 6 receptions, 108 yards and 2 TDs, including a 75-yard tunnel screen that went to house early there in the first quarter.
And it's exciting to see a screen work for us. Like that's the thing is like we've seen a bunch of screens called.
Right.
Nothing has just really been executed very well. So when it did, and we could see the potential there. We saw there was big play potential if we could just get the ball to the right person. And on last Thursday night, it happened there, and you saw what the potential could be when the timing gets down.
Yeah, no, well stated. On defense, defense led by Caleb Duran, the junior, with 7 tackles, and Travis Luffelholz, the junior, with 6 tackles. Wildcats lick their wounds, head back, no damage there. They get the 2-0 victory after the, in essence, ineligible player. They find themselves back home, and they're in a grind. They're in a battle here for that last spot, that 4th spot. Currently right now, the Wildcats do sit in 5th place with a 1-2 record in district. Watonga right behind them at 0-4.
Hey, and last Friday night, Neem and I were going back with that Watonga score, and I talked to Coach Wood, and he's like, dude, I was watching it. Because if Watonga would have won that game, this game right here could have set us up to get third place in the district, being that CHA kicked the last second field goal and won that game. It's whoever wins this is pretty much going to get fourth place in the district.
Yep, and that's what it came down to last year. Wildcats had to go on the road to beat Hinton, and they did. They actually surprised and upset the Hinton Comets on the road to seal that fourth spot in the districts with the chance to beat Crescent to move up. And hopefully, hopefully things will repeat themselves this year at home on senior night. Again, as the Wildcats take on the Hinton Comets. The Comets 5-3 on the season. They come in with big wins. In fact, 5 straight wins, including a 36-7 victory over Christian Heritage. They also beat Hennessy 27-21 in 2A. But it's been the last 3 games that have failed them. They lost a 2-point game to Western Heights. They were smoked by Crescent 61-7, and Minko laid the wood on them as well, 34-7 on their last game out. On film, the team looks athletic, but certainly from a standpoint, we're probably looking like these are the 2 teams battling it out for that 4th and 5th place spot in district. Chris, did you have a chance to take a look at any film or anything?
I did a little bit, and what stood out to me was, watching them early on, and when they beat CHA, I was like, man, they're going to compete against Crescent. They're going to compete against Minko. But I talked to Coach Shackelford, and I was like, what happened to Hinton? Like, they were competing. They were beating. They beat Hennessy early on. Yep. They had some pretty big wins against CHA. And he said, well, they're a different team than they were early on because 2 of their best players got injured. And so that Crescent game just kind of got out of hand because, their 2 best players are no longer on the football field, and that hurts them massively. Yep. And so, and thing is, watching them against those teams, Crescent and Minko, that's kind of the 2 films that we could look at on Huddle. They have some size and they have some kids that can move around, fly around to the football. But skill-wise, I think we match up well. And I think if our kids up front, they have some big boys that can. There's some linemen that can really get out and pull, get out in front,
they do.
And block really well. But we have really good linebackers that are kind of our junior leaders. The only juniors on the field pretty much are those linebackers. And then you have Max. Those kids are going to have a big game coming downhill, blowing up those lead blockers, getting tackles in the backfield when they run the ball. Yep.
So if we take a look at this, I guess, new Hinton Comet team, you talked about injuries. I know one of them was number 5, Jake Wright, a senior running back for them. He's a big-time linebacker for them as well. If you take a look at players to watch for the Hinton Comets, Chris, who do you have for us to take a look at here from a CSB Community State Bank perspective?
So how do you say that last name?
It's Deviney.
Deviney. Yeah. All right. Number 1, Graydon Deviney, junior quarterback, linebacker. Now that kid, he's going to line up. He can throw the ball, but he's going to line up and he'll really command this offense around and do the things that a quarterback needs to do to win the ball game. He's not a senior, but as a junior, I think he played. Was he the starting quarterback last year?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Just going what I can remember of Hinton last year. So he's got that experience, and he's going to be able to lead this Hinton offense, and you're going to see his name called. And on the defensive side of the ball, you'll see him.
Yeah, he will. Around, outside linebacker, that's right.
Round 2. Number 7, Crease Douglas, junior linebacker, tight end. Just a big kid that's going to fly around and really knock heads, and that's one thing that Hinton has always kind of done is fly around and hit people. And last year we saw him making some hits, and there might have been some of those hits that were like, whoa, I don't know if that was where it needed to be.
Yeah, if you went back and watched, I'd let you know.
I just remember Jake Branson getting ear hold on a game that was on a hit that was just like kind of whoa. But that's what they do. They fly around to the football and really aren't afraid to hit. So those 2 players are going to be the kids that are going to really be the standout. And they're really good kids. They're really good athletes, and they're going to be the 2 leaders on the field tonight, being that those other 2 kids are injured. And you hate to see that for those kids that are injured because I think one was a senior and he was good. He was really good. And you hate to see that for a Hinton team.
Any team.
Any team, really. Yeah.
Well, except maybe a couple I can think of. All right. Well, hey, appreciate that. So, again, as we offer up the best color guy in the biz, and it's because he does his homework. He knows what's going on. He's got you scouted. It looks like the Cashion marching band is ready to go out to midfield. Let's take a quick timeout. Our producer, Jackson Drake, will take a timeout. We'll be right back with the national anthem.
For 31 years and counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Support your school's boost.
3 record. At this time, would you please rise and join Cashion Band Director Philip Snow and the Pride of Cashion as they play our national anthem? Please remain standing as they play our state song, Oklahoma, and your Cashion Wildcat fight song.
All right, God bless America, greatest country in the entire universe. I know sometimes politics and worldviews look kind of different and scary sometimes, but we're super blessed to be living here in Cashion, Oklahoma. As they say, don't bring that to a small town. And God bless our awesome marching band. Again, want to give shout out to Alyssa Davis and Hannah Higgins, seniors that we're celebrating tonight out here in the cold weather, looking sharp. We appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV, the #1 streaming service here in the state, powered by Squirtle. Big shout out to my man. Oh, look, we got a Rhino Roofing little hello from Mr. Randy Miller. He's going to try to get in here. We're not going to let him get in here. Can't let Randy in here. But we appreciate all of our fantastic sponsors. Speaking of sponsors, Randy Miller with Rhino Roofing. Not that Randy would ever hope for hailstorms or anything, but if you need roofing services, you're talking about the #1 guy, 5-star guy here in the state of Oklahoma. He's also a 5-star human being and absolutely one of our biggest basketball supporters. We've got basketball starting here soon. Scrimmages starting up here on the 3rd as the Wildcat boys and girls are looking to punch their ticket to state. Junior high starting on Monday, November 6th, as they host Perry. So I know you're getting excited. Tomorrow, we've got tomorrow. Girls tomorrow have a scrimmage as well. Okay, Atlanta, starting off tough. So with that, again, big shout out to our marching band. It is senior night, and thank you for joining us here again on an extra special night here on Cashion Wildcats TV. If you'd like to advertise, don't hesitate. Go ahead and visit us at CashionWildcats.tv. Hit that red button up top, advertise. You still can get on. Again, over 750,000 views over the last 5 years. Definitely want to be a part of that. And again, bringing fantastic Cashion athletic and events free of charge all across the globe. All right, so let's break down keys of the game. The Wildcats 3-5. They want to get to 4-5, and this is the most important game of the season, bar none. Chris, what do the Wildcats have to do to get the victory tonight?
Well, number one, protect the football. I mean, we've been in games with CHA and really some others that, you know, if we don't turn the ball over, if we just don't give them the other team the ball in there, you know, right next to their own end zone, we win those ball games. And so it's such a massive thing to keep the ball in your hands and in the hands of the Wildcats to be able to move the football down the field. So protect the football at all costs. We need Ethan tonight just to don't try to do too much. Get out there and just play your game. Step into your throws. Make sure you're throwing it to the Cashion Wildcats and get down the field, and then just control the ball. The running backs, protect that football. Keep it in your hands. Positive yards. We've seen it time and time again this year where we've been kind of moving down the football field and then had either a penalty or just a big negative play that just completely puts you behind the chains. And with this young team, you get behind the chains, and it is just a massive blow to their, just to the momentum that we've built. And we're just not there yet mentally as a team to sustain that big negative play. And so you got to keep positive yards every single play, keep moving the ball forward, and then keep them inside on defense. So, when we're on defense, you want to keep them on the inside. I talked about their linemen and being able to get outside and pull and just really want to get those defensive ends up the field, turn everything back inside to, like I was talking about, our strength is our linebackers on the defensive side of the football. Let Caleb and Timmy Jones eat. Turn them back in there. Let those guys make the tackles, and I think we'll be okay on the defensive side of the football.
All right, those are your Legacy Insurance and Financial Services keys to the game. My man Chris Gibson bringing that to you. If you have a chance, if you have any needs from insurance, from car to auto to home to life to whatever you need, come on down, visit downtown Cashion. Go find him, look him up on the web. Certainly, he's going to be the guy. I use Chris, so, and everyone knows I'm Mensa. I'm the smartest guy around. So if that's the case, you better do it too. So big shout out to Legacy Insurance and Financial Services, as well on the mortgage side with another Gibson, Megan Gibson. Megan Gibson. So appreciate you guys taking care of us. So with that, we've got a few minutes left here. We certainly have, it looks like about 7 minutes. Appreciate you guys joining us. Randy doesn't want to get on the mic. He just wants to look pretty over there. He's looking all tan, playing golf. Fantastic. But definitely want to give a shout out to Gage Beddick. Gage Tilly Beddick will be heading off to state. Our senior, along with Luke Balstert, a junior. They'll be heading to state tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Edmond Santa Fe. We are not allowed to broadcast, and if we could, I'm not sure I would be there. But we would. I'm
not sure how that would be.
It'd be hard.
Tough.
It would have to have multi-cameras. But I do believe OSAA is broadcasting it through the NSFH or NFHS. Do I have that right?
Yep.
NFHS broadcasting system. It'll probably cost you a couple bucks, but I think you'd be better off just waking up, get some donuts, a big thing of coffee, head on out to Edmond Santa Fe and cheer on your.
And it's fun. So Luke lives just right across the road from me and you, right?
Yep.
And so early Saturday morning, one Saturday morning, it was early. It was like 6:30. I get up to go do something, and these dudes are running around their field with hoodies on out there. It's kind of chilly. And I'm like, hey, they're going to do something this year, and sure enough, they make it to the state meet, and that shows the hard work pays off.
Yeah, man, and I watch them. You're exactly right, and Lila's been out there. So from that standpoint, Luke did finish 9th, and Gage finished 12th at the regionals, so they do both qualify for state. So let's see if they can bring home some gold, just like our cheer team a couple of weekends ago. Ladies were able to bring home their first state championship in cheerleading. So looks like we've got about 6 minutes. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll have Chris's prediction, and then we'll have to start a kickoff here as the Wildcats take on the Hinton Comets. Be right back.
And get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Cashion FBC is a church seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
Looking for a solution to your water well problem or just needing a new well drilled? Western Drilling does water well drilling and repair. They are experts in pumping system installation, troubleshooting, and repair. Western Drilling works with domestic, ag, and irrigation wells. Give them a call today and explore all the solutions. Western Drilling supports Cashion High School. Go Wildcats!
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
All right, welcome back. Maxon Field, Wildcats taking on the Comets. Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson bringing you tonight's action here live from Maxon Field as the 3-5 Cashion Wildcats taking on the 5-3 Hinton Comets. And it's district play time. It's do or die for the Wildcats. They win tonight, they're in. If they don't, they're going to have to go on the road at senior night in Crescent to have an epic upset. Wildcats taking the field here are captains for the night. Wildcats in their gold helmets, maroon tops, and gold pants. Again, as we say, Clayton Harmon would be very happy about this. We got Tommy Branson Sr., we've got Max Higdon Jr., we got Caleb Duran Jr., Caden Seeley Jr., and Timmy Jones Jr. Big shout out to Grandpa or Papa, Gramps. Big shout out. We always want to take care of Timmy Jones. That kid is a rock star for us here. Wildcats middle linebacker and running back. And it'll be the Hinton Comets coming out to the field. They'll have 3 captains led by the officials. Red helmets, white tops, red pants. And certainly from a standpoint, the Wildcats have had the Hinton Comets number come football the last few years. Is this the year that the Hinton Comets beat the Wildcats, or is the Wildcats making it at least 4 in a row?
You know, I think, like I said, I honestly think that losing those 2, I mean, you see one of their captains is in street clothes. Losing him, he was a big part of what they do. They're still a good team, and I think they have a chance to compete tonight. I'm not saying that they're not, but I think the Cashion Wildcats are going to come out. They know what's on the line. We have a streak of how many years going to the playoffs? 15?
Long, yes. 16, 15, 16. I don't think Shaq has I don't think he's ever missed the playoffs.
Not been in the playoffs. Yeah. And so they know what's at stake. They're going to try to do everything they can to get a win tonight. And I think the Cashion Wildcats come away with a victory tonight. And it's going to be 25-21.
Wow, I love it.
It's going to be close.
I
think the Cashion Wildcats are going to pull it out.
I'll take 2-0. So I love it. and as you said, keys will be the ground game, taking care of the ball for the Wildcats. Wildcats, again, at midfield, we have the flip of the coin. It'll be the visitors calling there. And, again, that's number 22, Clifton Craighead, number 21, Trevor Rodman, and number 85, senior Ty Orton as captains for the Comets. They do win. It looks like they do win. Looks like they will decline. So it'll be Wildcat football. So Wildcats will receive. And they'll be working from west to east. Temperature-wise, what do we have there, producer, my man? What do we have? 50 degrees. So we got 50 degrees, and there is a pretty nice breeze out here. If you take a look at the flag, it's moving right from the north. So we definitely are heading into the We go straight from summer to winter here in Oklahoma. There's very limited fall weather.
I'm wearing shorts because I knew I was going to be sitting up in the press box, and people were looking at me like I was crazy. And normally, I am the coldest person in America, so I honestly, I don't know why I'm wearing shorts, but yesterday it was 80 degrees yesterday. So, but but the thing is, it's still a beautiful night for football. If you're out there in the pads, you can't get any better than this for some football on a Friday night in Oklahoma, and I'm excited to watch these kids play. This is what it's all about right here. Friday night lights.
So it is Cashion Homer Television here on CWTV. If you don't like it, hit mute, as we always offer up. And on that note, we definitely want to give a big shout-out to our officials here. We can't have the games without them. And, Chris, what do we say about officials?
Hey, these officials, man, you cannot have the game without these guys, and we sure as heck appreciate them giving their time. Yeah, you get paid a little bit, but it's not a very much at all. And so we sure appreciate them coming out here, giving their time on Friday nights to give these kids an opportunity to come out and compete. Now, do we always agree with them? Maybe not, but we as sure as heck appreciate them. And like I always say, if you think you can do it any better, sign up, call the OSSAA, and they will sign you up, and they'll put you in a class. They'll teach you how to come out here, be an official, and I bet you anything they'll probably buy you a shirt and a whistle to go right along with it. So
well, they won't do that, but they'll help you out with
at this point. They probably
should. Yeah, there's a shortage.
But no, we appreciate these officials.
All right. So with that, the Wildcats will be receiving. Coach Cochran will get his special teams lined up. Wildcats most likely going with Grayson Davis. He's been the main return guy for the Wildcats. For the Hinton Comets, it'll be number 11, Deuce Tripp, the freshman, 5'8", 155, wrecking ball. Plays a little linebacker as well, and maybe a little bit of fullback for, again, Coach Potter. And so it looks like he'll be kicking off. Wildcats will head on out. It will be Caleb Duran in the back. We got Drew Westerhoff back. He was injured last week against Woodward. He'll be on that front line, but it'll be Grayson Davis, and Caleb Duran will be his lead blocker. Based on film, you definitely will see Deuce Tripp kicking it deep. So from the 40, moving from right to left, east to west, it'll be the Hinton Comets kicking off. And we've got football. That's going to be a deep, deep kick. It's going to land right around the 5. Grayson Davis will fumble it. We'll pick it up. He's got a small lane. Caleb Duran can only block for so long, and he's met right around the 16-yard line. Hard tackle there by number 9. Give credit to Aiden Bashore, the freshman for Hinton, and it'll be Wildcats 1st and 10.
Yeah, and right there you said when you fumble that ball like that, it just kind of throws off the timing. Kids were able to get back by the blockers and just already starting in not very good field position, and that's another key to the game that I didn't put down, but it's just one that's just been a theme this year is we just have not won that field position battle, and it shows. And if we can flip this field right here to start the ball game, that's going to be a huge thing.
Motion, jet sweep, keeper by Waswo. He's going to move forward, and he'll get a positive 3-4 yards, so nice work there. No one matched up on Drew Westerhoff there in the slot.
There was a guy on him, but he was 20 yards off the football, and just sling it out there and just let him pick up 5-10 yards.
And that definitely, in terms of completion rate, below 50%
right
for
there,
Waswo.
Yep, just give him the ball.
There in the Wildcats, double tight end set here in motion is Westerhoff in the backfield now. Waswo will hand it off. Big lane, big cutback. Nice job, Westerhoff still on his feet. First down, Wildcats to the 30.
Yeah, and I like seeing Big Benson Waltman leading the way right there with just a nice pull there to get out front and just blow a hole open for Westerhoff just to fall in right behind him and pick a big second down play up for the Cashion Wildcats and get the first down.
Hitting with a 4-3 look, Bonnewell, Gonzalez, Gomez, and Brookshire on the line, senior, sophomore, junior, sophomore. Westerhoff to the right now of Waswo. Waswo will keep it. He's got lead blocker Waltman. Nice job there by the DN coming back through, but not after a gain of about 5. So nice positive yards for Ethan Waswo. Give credit to the tackle there. I think that may have been number 11 coming through, the freshman Deuce Tripp.
Now, I love this offense right here. We haven't had very much success throwing the football this year. Where we've had success is just having motion, keep the defense off balance, and just keep them guessing and do a little bit of misdirection and just pick up that 3, 4, 5 yards a pop and be able to just continue to pick up positive yards, and that's one of the keys of the game was just positive yards every single play. And if you can continue to do that, you can continue to march down the football field.
Well, I hope you didn't jinx us there, Chris. But, no, absolutely. And because of that, 3 straight plays, 3 straight big-time plays, opportunities there for the Wildcats. Coach Potter goes ahead and calls timeout, and that'll be his first. And if you look at our new snappy scoreboard, we'll keep in track of down and distance and timeouts. We don't have a clock. We'll have to give that to you, but give credit to Jackson Drake running the scoreboard for us. So on the clock, we've got 10:37. It's 2nd and 5 from the 35.
Jackson's keeping up with the clock pretty good.
Is he really?
He's right at 10:37.
Okay. Way to go, Jackson. It's better than me. All right, Wildcats will come back on the field. Double tight end set. Again, 12 personnel with Caleb Duran and Timmy Jones. A little offset on the right, heavy side there on the short side of the field. Max Higdon and Grayson Davis. We have a little formation change. Davis in motion. Little jet sweep handoff. Got a lead blocker. Timmy Jones with a huge hole. Davis to the 40. Still on his feet. Wildcats into Hinton territory.
See, I love that right there. Just move those kids over. Keep the defense guessing, and then come with Davis on that jet sweep and get him out there with some big boys out in front, blocking and leading the way. And, man, he was just a shoestring tackle away from breaking that for 6. Let's see what the Cashion Wildcats continue to do, see if they keep it on the ground and keep that misdirection going and just keep picking up positive yards.
Wildcats 1st and 10 from the 32. Devastating block by Timmy Jones, the junior. Wheels by Davis. We got a bunch formation here. This is crazy. I haven't seen this formation all season here. Waswell will relocate their double back set, and we're going to have a delay a game. And you talked about it, Chris. Can't have it. You get all the way to the 32. Wildcats can't control the clock there as it goes to zeros. A quick flag, and that'll be a 5-yard step off, making it 1st and 15.
Yeah, and I don't know. Ethan's pointing at the play clock that was on the, towards the direction that they were going and acting like it wasn't working correctly. But the back judge is the one that makes that call, and he's looking the opposite direction. And when I looked up, it was at zeros. Yeah. And right there, you have the big play. You just got to stay focused, get down there, get lined up, and get the play called and go. And then, I'm not sure if the coaches weren't paying attention. A lot of times they'll call a timeout there so you don't have that 5-yard penalty.
Motion, Davis, Wassel with the keeper. Big lane, cuts back outside, falls forward, and that was down. Excellent call there by the line judge there. And he'll fall right around the original line of scrimmage, so the Wildcats get the 5 back, but it'll be 2nd and 10 here.
Yeah, picked up what they lost there, and that time Ethan kind of kept that outside. I saw Kel down there going, cut it up inside. Yep. I mean, that was a good, hard run, but I think if he'd have cut it in there behind those blockers, he might have been able to pick up a few more yards. Still good pick up there on 2nd down, being 2nd and 15, or 1st and 15, got us back to the original line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, 9:04 on the clock. In motion is Drew Westerhoff back in the backfield. A little mix of move, and Waswell will keep it. He's got a nice lane. Still on his feet, falls forward. Big kid. He gets about 3 on that one, so positive yards. And that'll bring it 3rd and decent manageable, about 7 here for the Wildcats, right around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and the offensive line's doing a good job of really blowing those. Hinton's not small up front on the defensive line, and so the Cashion Wildcat front line has done a good job of really pushing, getting that push, that initial push, right as the ball snapped.
All right, Wildcats definitely 4-down territory. Shift, double tight end set, right side. Let's see if they keep it there. Grayson Davis, jet sweep, coming outside. Same play, opposite side. Davis, he's got a chance to the outside. 15-10, cuts back, takes a hit, and he's dragged out of bounds. Great blocking, a great run by the freshman, Grayson Davis.
Yeah, and I talked about, we wanted Ethan just kind of pull it or cut it inside earlier. That time, Grayson fell right in behind those blockers, made a great cut, and then once he got that initial, yardage, he saw the cut lane outside and took it to the sideline and picked up a big gain for the Cashion Wildcats.
1st and goal from the 5, 8:06 on the clock. Empty set here. We've got Timmy Jones in the sniffer position. Waswell will keep it. He'll look for his blocker. Cross to the 1, right at the goal line. He'll be stopped short, just fell forward. Right at the 1-yard line, it'll be 2nd and goal for the Wildcats.
Yeah, man, just big kid, and just said, Coach Shackelford saying, just get the ball, go forward, and plow into the end zone. And he gets down to the 1 yard line. Let's see if we don't have the same kind of play call right here. Get it in the hands of Ethan Waswell and just let him power into the end zone here for the Cashion Wildcat touchdown.
Wildcat offensive line doing fantastic here, led by Caden Seeley, Tommy Branson, Juan Melendez, Benson Waltman. Westerhoff will go in motion. Waswell will sneak across, and that should be enough. Touchdown, 1 yard touchdown. The Wildcats, first drive, go 83 yards and put 6 on the board.
Yeah, good job right there by Ethan, just getting behind those boys, pushing through. I saw kind of a lane that if he just went to the left, he could have maybe just walked in. He got behind those blockers and pushed them on in for the touchdown. A great job by the Cashion Wildcat boys up front. Big senior Tommy Branson on the line. Really leading that charge there. Great job getting down the field, just methodically running the football for the Cashion Wildcat touchdown. And then Adley Jerry putting it through.
I love it. So Kellen Smith is injured today, so Grayson Davis, freshman, will come in with a hold. Good snap, good hold, good kick by Adley Jerry. And Wildcats get that extra point and lead 7-0. So, hey, listen, opening clock tick. You go 4.5 minutes down the field. You go 83 yards, only one negative play. It was the penalty. They got it back, and it was Ethan Waswell basically manhandling him, the entire Hinton Comet defense into the end zone for the Wildcats to get that first touchdown.
Yeah, just a great drive right there for the Cashion. I mean, you couldn't draw it up more perfect for Coach Shackelford.
Yep.
You took a lot of time off the clock. You kind of just established that run game and established that dominance that you can show on that with that front line, and that builds that confidence for those boys up front to just continue to push hard. Now it's time for the defense to get out there and do what they can do on that side of the football, give the ball back to the Cashion Wildcats on offense, and go do it again. Big defense is such an important part of this game tonight, and I think it's going to be the deciding factor, really. If the boys can turn those kids back into the middle of the football field and let our linebackers really do work. Like I said, let Timmy and Caleb eat and let them have a big night. It's going to be fun for the Cashion Wildcats.
Loose ball! Wildcats get it, they touch it, so the onside kick works. That was number 65 for the Hinton Comets. That was Jacob Bonowell, the junior, had a hit off his left hand. Boy, that one had some pace from Benson Waltman. Wildcats have been rolling the dice. The Comets knew that an onside was coming, and this one pays off. So the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line.
Yeah, that's I always say, whenever you see those kids kick that onside and it's just kind of a dribbler, I'm like, man, that's so easy for those kids to fall on. That time it had a little bit of pace with a good angle, and it just bounced right off of the Hinton Comet right into the Cashion Wildcats' hand. Gives them an opportunity to go get another one.
Handoff to Drew Westerhoff. Face mask call. This may have been around the collar. So good work there by Westerhoff as a linebacker. And that may have been actually a defensive end. That was number 65. Jacob Bonowell was in the backfield, and there was a little bit of exchange issue there, but Westerhoff is able to make chicken salad out of chicken poop, and he gets about 3 yards to bring a 2nd down and 7 right from the 50.
Yeah, we don't need to do too much. Just keep, staying within yourself right here if you're the Cashion Wildcats. And Coach Shackelford is such a great coach. He knows what he's got. Mm-hmm. He's going to continue to do what works.
All right, Wildcats going again. Double tight end set there. 2nd and 7, 6:39. A little power right look here. Motion is Grayson Davis. Waswell will keep it. Cuts back up in the middle. Still on his feet. Still moving and grooving. Falling forward. That's a nice gain there by the sophomore. And that'll be a 3rd and short here for the Wildcats right around the 44.
Yeah, and that time, Ethan, there's some runs that Ethan has had this year that I'm like, that's the fire that we want him to have right there. I know Ethan wants to throw that ball. He loves, dropping back and throwing it. But the tools that we have this year line up to run the football.
Right.
And so if that's the case, then let's put that in your hands, and then you run with that fire that you have, that you've shown, and you're going to have a huge year.
3rd and 1. High snap. Waswell catches it. Curls back under and definitely gets across. So nice 1 yard, 2 yard gain. That'll be a 1st down for the Wildcats. They're 4th of the game thus far. Clock runs. 5:48. Wildcats from the 41-yard line will go double tight end set. They're going to stay in the same formation. It's been successful. Why change it? Ethan Waswell by himself. Westerhoff outside, flanked out short side by himself. Max Higdon The junior had 2 touchdowns last week. He's out left. In between the slot is Grayson Davis. You got Caleb Duran and Timmy Jones. They'll rotate heavy right look again. Let's see what happens here. Motion is Davis. It'll be a keeper by Davis on the jet sweep. Cuts back outside. He's got a small leg. Cuts through. Still on his feet. Moving forward. Big time run there by the freshman. And that'll be close to another first down as Coach Potter is livid.
Yeah, and that time, just they're starting to learn the tendencies and what it's going to look like. You saw the play right before that. It's kind of the same thing, but then Ethan kept it and got the few yards there. But that time, the Hinton Comets are kind of starting to learn what that looks like, coming up to try to make that stop. But, man, the boys up front are blocking hard. Grayson Davis made a great cut, and it's just a good, tough run there.
Westerhoff on the jet sweep.
I'll turn it back in.
Caleb Duran was out there trying to guess. Give credit to number 11. We talked about him, freshman Deuce Tripp with the the tackle. The Wildcats' momentum slowed down a little bit, so it'll bring up second down and about 9. Give Westerhoff credit for 1 on that.
Yeah, and don't panic right here. You got second down and 9. It's okay. We had second down and 9. Keep running that football.
Yep.
Keep them off balance and try to keep running that ball. Now, when you start stacking 8, 9 kids in the box, you may have to start throwing the football. But until then, let's keep it on the ground.
Guards pulling, Stockton coming out. Ethan Wasswa
right
still on his
what
feet.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
Positive yards.
He is 5 yards in front of where they're spotting that ball. Why is he putting him in the?
I don't know.
He went down.
It looks like we've got an injured player, Caleb Duran. Yeah, Caleb has been injured the last couple of weeks. Has been playing tough. The kid is an absolute workhorse. Looks like he's going to try to work it out. Not sure what happened, and I agree with you. It looked like he got
down and then he crawled up there, or what?
I have no idea. It looked like he was still on his feet and got thrown forward. So it'll be 3rd and 6, 3:39 on the clock here. Waswo empty set, trips right, double tight end left, strong look. Waswo back to pass. Angle. Hinton with the catch at the 15, curling back outside and to the 10, and that'll be first down and 10. Great patience, great protection for Waswo as Max Higdon, the junior, with his first reception of the game. The Wildcats are working.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. You start, Hinton Comets start stacking that box, get 8, 9 kids in the box. Hey, throw it out there. You're going to have kids get open. And that time you had Grayson Davis on the bubble. That was, would have been a good option. But then Ethan saw Max run a great route. He stepped into the throw, put it between the numbers, and picked up the first down.
Nice work there. 1st and 10 from the 11, so the Wildcats can get to the 1. They'll have a fresh set. Hopefully they won't need it. Power right look in motion. Westerhoff. Ethan Wasser's keeper's got left side. Got a big hole. Cuts up. Still on his feet. Dives forward. Touchdown. Cashion Wildcats. Ethan Wasser's 11-yard keeper, and he's got 2 already. So the Wildcats extend that lead 13-0.
Yeah, just another great run right there by Ethan, just letting him keep those kids off balance, seeing the hole, and just getting downhill. And that time he got downhill, broke a tackle, and powered into the end zone for the Cashion Wildcat touchdown.
So Wildcats this time only need to go 53 yards. Adley Jerry with the extra point.
Fire.
Keeper there.
Throw it.
Grayson Davis has a chance. He'll fumble it forward, and that'll be no good. So a little bit of a low snap there as Grayson Davis, again, filling in for Kellen Smith, who's injured today. It's not easy to come in fresh like that to try to catch and get those. But Adley Jerry there makes the first, doesn't have a chance to kick the second. But nonetheless, the Wildcats, again, go 53 yards. Basically takes another 5 minutes off the clock and put up another 11-yard touchdown run there by Ethan Waswo to extend the lead 13-0.
Yeah, that back-to-back offense possessions for the Cashion Wildcats was huge. And the fact that they finished in the end zone on both of those puts them up 2 scores here. Now, even if we can't stop them, they're having trouble stopping us. It could be one of those games where it goes back and forth, and being the fact that we already have a 2-score lead on them is going to be massive advantage for the Cashion Wildcats.
Wildcats most likely going to be onside again. Looks like they're going short side here with number 1. That's Graydon, the quarterback, Graydon Deviney. We haven't seen him at all thus far in the game yet. Number 65, who had a chance at that last time, Jacob Bonnewell, went off his left hand into the hands of Grayson Davis. They'll reset. They've got number 21. That's Trevor Rodman and Clifton Craighead. Again, both seniors over there as well.
They still got 65 right
well,
there.
They got it on the tee. They got it on the tee now. So
Yeah.
I think Benson Waltman's going deep. They're telling his boy to back on up. A toe punch over the head's going to be caught by number 9. He's going to call fair catch. Did you see it?
I'll take it, though. I mean, if I'd have been him, I'd just let it go right on out of bounds and you'd have got the ball at the 35. But I never saw him call fair catch. Can you call fair catch after you catch it?
No.
Okay.
I didn't see it either. So Aiden Bashore, the freshman, catches it right at the sideline. Coach Wood having a conversation with the line judge and see we'll go from there. But hey, listen, best scenario for the Wildcats, regardless, as the Hinton Comets taking over at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, here we go, boys. Defense, step up. They're going to want to run the ball. That's their bread and butter. And you're going to see them try to really use those big boys up front to push down the field. And Cashion Wildcats are going to call timeout just to talk about what they're seeing here on that first possession.
Yeah, so Chris, a lot of power look here for Coach Potter and the Comets, led by Grayson Deviney. You'll see a lot of Trevor Rodman as well as Clifton Craighead in the backfield. Deuce Tripp is out there blocking quite a bit, as well as Crease Douglas, another fullback, tight end / linebacker. And so it'll be interesting. But you said it earlier. If the Wildcats in this situation are able to get out 2 ahead on a run-heavy team, right, that needs the clock, right, as long as we can stay ahead this way, it's obviously in the Wildcats' favor for sure through the course of this game.
That's a massive advantage for the Cashion Wildcats to get a 2-score advantage already, and Hinton Comets not even getting the ball until there's 2 minutes and 41 seconds left in the half. So great job by the Cashion Wildcat offense to keep the ball in their hands. Now it's time for the Cashion defense to keep them, make them earn their way down the field. Don't let them get any big plays.
Hinton in 12 personnel, got a fullback and tight end, pistol formation with Deviney. He's got Rodman behind him, handoff to Rodman, cut back through, still on his feet, big hit! Coming through the Wildcats, filling that gap, Matthew Stockton as well as number 7. Guess who? Freshman Carlos Martinez bringing the heat.
Yeah, and then you had Gavin Layton come in there, I think number 80.
Oh, that's exactly right.
And,
number 80, yeah.
And really finish the tackle off, so great job by the freshman there coming in, and because you had the running back from Hinton make a good spin move out of there, right into the arms of Gavin Layton. That made a great tackle to finish him off.
Thanks for that spot there. I need to get my reading glasses. Back to passes. Deviney's going to go deep. Go routes. Grayson Davis with the interception at the 40. The freshman's going to get suplexed. Should be a penalty, but it won't be. We'll take it. So Grayson Davis, step for step for the wide receiver. That was number 12. No, I apologize, number 22. Clifton Craighead, the senior, and the Wildcats getting the turnover.
Yeah, Grayson that time just right there playing like you talked about. Alex's kind of motto was that you could touch them, you could break up the pass, and that time Grayson Davis was right there putting a hand on the guy, gets his head around while the ball is in the air, and was able to make a play on the football, bring it in for the big turnover for the Cashion Wildcats. Put it back in the hands of the Cashion Wildcats, and let's eat this clock working our way back down the field.
So exactly 2 minutes on the clock, 1st and 10 from the 39, this time on the Cashion side. Ethan Waswo, empty set. He's got Duran and Timmy Jones there in blocking. Trips right. Keeper by Waswo has got a nice little hole there. He's going to fall forward. We'll take it. The Wildcats will get about 2 or 3 on that. It'll bring up 2nd down and about, we'll give him a long 7.
Yeah, and just eat this clock. Keep the ball in your hands. Use that play clock. Let it run down. Don't do too much. Stay within yourself here, Cashion Wildcats. Keep running that ball. Keep them off balance. And this time, we saw them kind of spread them out. Let Ethan just find that crease, go get those 3 or 4 yards. Now let's see if we don't see some more of that motion or jet sweep action.
All right, so with that, Wildcats 2nd and 8, actually, 124. And same formation, same look here. In motion now is Westerhoff. He's going to get the fake. Ethan Waswo will keep it right side, cuts back up in the middle. A big 1st down run for Ethan Waswo, another 8 yards, 9 yards. And Wildcats are in Hinton territory.
Yes, man, I love that motion. You get those linebackers kind of leaning one way, and then our offensive line, coached by one of the best offensive line coaches that's ever coached in Oklahoma, they're smart enough to provide a crease for Ethan Waswo. And when you have a linebacker kind of leaning one way, and then he gets a good solid crease there to get up the field, he's a strong enough kid that's going to pick up good yardage every time.
Max protect here. Westerhoff in the backfield now. Jacob Reese has checked in as well as Travis Layton. Keeper by Westerhoff, and he gets met, but looks like about a gain of 2. So give credit to, looks like number 65. We've mentioned him as well as Deviney on the tackle. Again, that's number 65, Jacob Bonnewell, the junior. So it'll be second and about 7. So Wildcats pick up 3 there on the Drew Westerhoff jet sweep.
Yeah, solid run there by Drew. I mean, I know it wasn't but 2 yards, but he gets the ball and he runs hard. That right there, there wasn't much of a hole there to speak of at all, but he still was able to get downhill, pick up 2 yards, keep those positive plays stacking on top of each other.
5 seconds on the clock. Wildcats will go ahead and let that one burn, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. Wildcats driving, and they're already up 13-0. It's been a great night. We appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV. We're going to take a timeout. Be right back with second quarter action.
Presenting Regato Ranch, located within the Cashion School District and offering homebuyers the experience of small-town charm with a modern world of shopping, dining, and healthcare just minutes away. Situated east of Highway 74, Regato Ranch boasts 1-acre home sites with privacy and ample space to retire or raise a family.
To build your next home from the ground up or to inquire about new properties currently for sale, contact Brandon or Shannon Cotter with Iron Creek Homes and C7 Realty.
Come find your forever home at Regato Ranch.
And go Wildcats!
Welcome back to Maxon Field. Name of Bobby, Chris Gibson. You bringing you tonight's district action as the Wildcats taking on the Comets. And thus far, knock on every piece of wood you got in your house. It's the Wildcats up 2 scores and driving now in Hinton territory. 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. Fresh 12 on the board. Ethan Waswa, who's got 2 touchdowns already, back to pass. Slant route to Westerhoff, curls outside of the 40, cuts back inside. Keep running, son. Slips a tackle and falls forward, almost decapitated. Number 7 coming through, that was Crease Douglas. We talked about him in the pregame.
There is a flag on the field. They're going to say illegal man downfield is what it kind of that first initial, yep.
Yeah, sure is. So that's unfortunate. Big play there for the Wildcats, negated by Drew Westerhoff. Would have liked Drew to keep going outside anyway, but it's all for naught. So Wildcats with their second penalty of the night. This one will work it back past the first stick, so it'll be a double stick opportunity back now in Cashion territory.
You still don't have to panic here.
Nope.
Just stay to the game plan, running the football, picking up 4 or 5 yards a pop, and you'll be okay.
So 2nd and 12 this time with 11:41 running clock here from the 46, or actually from the 49 of the Cashion side. Double tight end look, bunch formation to the right. Westerhoff in motion will take the jet sweep. Look for that block from Caleb Durant. Cuts back outside, got a lane. 40, 35, got one man to beat. Down out of bounds. Should be a late hit as he's thrown 5 yards deep out of bounds. But that's a huge block and a huge run by Drew Westerhoff.
Yeah, Caleb Durant just out there battling. I mean, you see him just can't hardly walk in between plays, but then when the ball is snapped, he comes alive, gets out there and makes a massive block to let Westerhoff really pick where he wants to run, and he was able to spring to the outside that time and pick up big yardage for the Cashion Wildcats.
Absolutely love it. So another timeout by Coach Potter, his second of the night. He's got one left here. Wildcats with 2 timeouts on their end. And so, again, Wildcats it's not anything out of the ordinary, but absolutely phenomenal and unselfish football by the Wildcats. You know, here's a guy, Caleb Duran, who was a fantastic running back himself.
Yep.
His freshman year actually came in during a state championship run to play a little running back, backed up Nick a little bit here and there.
Yep. And ran hard. And played in some meaningful minutes.
He did. It was linebacker as well. But his role this year is he's got to be there to play a little bit of linebacker, a little bit of fullback, a little bit of running back, and has shown you already tonight between him and Timmy Jones have opened up some massive holes for these Cashion Wildcats.
That's another kid, Caleb, that works his butt off. Every morning I see him out running past my house and just out there sweating and working and trying to be in the best shape possible. And it's those kids that work that hard, and then you see the success that they put out there, and they're just that unselfish to get out there and do, hey, Coach, where do you need me? I'm here to make the team better, and it's fun to watch. And my son sees that.
I was about to say, that has to be seen. That has to be seen. Shadow of a leader.
Yep.
All right, so 11-22, 1st and 10 from the 20. Wildcats empty set. We've seen it all night long. Let's see if Westerhoff will come back in. He doesn't. Waspo will keep it. Got a pulling Matthew Stockton, picks up the linebacker. Waspo still on his feet to the 5, still moving and grooving. I can't see because I got a huge cowboy hat in front of me. It looks like it'll be a first down and goal right around the first yard line. You're good. I'm just giving you a hard time. Knuckles, man. No, don't move.
Jared Beneathi sitting in front of us with a big cowboy hat. I'm standing on my stool, but we're down to the 1 here, so let's see if we can't power right in here with Ethan Wasbo again for another touchdown.
Keep it. It's inside give. He's going to move forward. Touchdown, Cashion Wildcats. So with 10:51, Wildcats punch it in for the 3rd time. It's Waspo again, this time from 1 yard out. Wildcats starting from the 39, starting in the first quarter, go all the way down 61 yards, and the Wildcats up 19-0.
Let's go right here. Let's cap this off with a good snap, good hold, put it through the uprights.
Hold Grayson Davis, Adley Jerry on the kick, snap, holds down, kick is up, and it's a little worm burner there as Carlos Martinez, or it looks like Grayson Davis was kissing a little grass there as well. So that's a tough place, but extra point no good, but the Wildcats up 19-0.
Let's go, 19-0. The Hinton Comets have had the ball for 2 plays in this game so far. The Cashion Wildcat game plan of running the ball, controlling the clock is working like a charm. And the thing is, what makes that successful is stacking positive plays on top of each other and just continue working down the football field and not having a big turnover. And that was the keys to the football game on the offensive side of the football is do not turn the ball over. Stay within yourself. Don't try to do too much, and then just have positive plays.
Yep.
And if you can continue to do that and check those boxes off, you're going to have success, and you've already seen it so far this game. So far in this game, it's 19-0, and the Hinton Comets have had the ball twice.
Well, actually,
for
two they've had it for once.
2 plays.
Including the onside, yeah. So game plan checked. So far, Wildcats, it's been all Cashion thus far. We've got 10:50 on the clock. Wildcat defense needs to figure this out as well. Looks like Benson Waltman, again, coming short side. It will be an onside look here as the ball is on the ground. You don't have to be a Mensa like me to recognize onside kick. Speed on the side here on the sideline. Higdon Davis, Levelholz, Seeley, Timmy Jones, Riker Johnson, Benson Waltman, onside bounce. It's going to go out of bounds. Smart play there by number 1, the junior Graydon Devine. He had some pace. If he had it more a little bit on the angle, they'd have to do something. And you want to aim for the last guy to the second last guy in between them. That's kind of where you want to go.
Yeah, just to give it kind of like you have that pinball action in there, right? Kind of get it in between those 2 guys, let it get and if it goes past them, then you've got that speed that should be getting out there to really pick that ball up on the bounce. But that time, and that's what was successful about that first onside kick was the angle and the speed to it. And that time it just had a little bit too flat, got out of bounds, and gave the Hinton Comets the ball on the 52-yard line. But now, big defensive possession right here. Let's get another stop, put the ball back in the hands of the Cashion Wildcats.
Jet sweep, keeper by Devine. He cuts back up, nowhere to go. Initially met there by Matthew Stockton, but eventually tackled. And give credit to Timmy Jones as well as guess who? Travis Loveholz, the junior had 6 tackles last week against Woodward and has earned his keep there at defensive end for Coach Wood.
Yeah, he tried to run at this left side where, you have Big Benson and Big Tommy Branson there just kind of holding steady, and then you have those linebackers and Matthew Stockton falling down there to get the play. Keep flying to the football if you're the Cashion Wildcats.
Carlos Martinez off the edge looking to blitz here. 2nd and long, handoff on a jet sweep. Timmy Jones with the tackle, open field. Yes, sir, Timmy. Getting his work done, taking down number 21, Trevor Rodman. If he doesn't get him, he's got a lot of grass in front of him.
That's exactly what I'm about to say. Great job by Timmy to come downhill and make a play, because if he doesn't do that, he's not going to have the angle to really make up for that if he didn't bring him down, and he was going to be able to get out to that outside. Once he gets out to that outside, he's going to then be out there with our smaller freshman players, and sometimes they're not as physical. We've talked about it all year long. So Timmy and Caleb are going to have big games coming downhill, making big tackles.
Empty set in motion. Keeper by Devani. Back to pass, and we'll have a false start. This is false start. Speaking of those young guys, Riker Johnson has earned some more playing time. He's come in at corner now.
You see Carlos, you talked about him.
Carlos Martinez, another freshman. And on the opposite side at corner, we've talked about Grayson Davis all season. So Caleb Duran's going to get a well-deserved break.
And that's another freshman.
Number 80, Gavin Layton coming in. So Wildcats youth movement on display. Mark off of 5. We'll put it back in Cashion territory right around the 47. Clock running 9:19 here in the second quarter. Wildcats again up 19-0. Looking to get a stop. Is this 4-down territory for Coach Potter?
I mean, I would think so, just because they know that the Cashion Wildcats aren't as explosive as they have been. But also, you may want to move us back to.
Boom! Big hit. Timmy Jones got it through. TFL, give credit to the freshman Carlos Martinez on that outside edge rush. And Timmy Jones coming through with a cleanup, and it's 4th and mega sticks here for the Hinton.
Now it's punt. It's punt because now if you would have picked up, if you got it, had it where it was 4th and 5, 4th and 4, something like that, it was going to be 4th down territory. Now that it's 4th and 25?
21.
They're going to punt the ball. Yeah. And now let's get Grayson Davis back there. We haven't seen him back deep on the punt this year, so let's see if he can get the ball in his hands and make something happen.
Deuce Tripp with the kick.
Get
Get out of the way. It's going to land. It'll take a small hit and bounce, and it's going to roll. Looks like it'll die dead at the 39. And so, hey, give credit to the Wildcats there on that 3rd down play. Carlos Martinez making Devani a little uncomfortable. Obviously, we saw the big hit, the big TFL by Timmy coming through. But got to give credit to that young defensive backfield holding up some of those receivers because Devani did have a lane to throw.
Yep.
And so give credit to the entire defense there as the Wildcats will take over after the punt. Their 4th possession. They've scored on their first 3 of the night. Let's see if they can go for the quad. With 8:20 left on the 39, Wildcats in that bunch formation. Again, 12 personnel as Caleb Duran and Timmy Jones in the backfield with Ethan Waswo aced out. Back to pass is Waswo. He's got plenty of time. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to go ahead and it's going to come out of his hand. And let's see, they're going to say it's going to be Cashion ball as they run the clock. Thankfully, Grayson Davis, and that's the second time this year that Waswo, not protecting the ball, loses it. And so we're very grateful that Grayson Davis was able to beat Johnny on spot to get that one.
Yeah, and that's him. I think, Ethan wanted to keep that ball in his hand to be able to maybe pull the trigger down the field. But by that point, you want to tuck that ball in, protect the football, and then just go get the yardage that's available to you.
Don't force anything.
Yeah, and that's where right here I was about to say before that play was just don't get too stingy, don't get too greedy.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing and eat this clock.
So 2nd and long now with a fumble, 2nd and 13 as Caleb Duran will shift over, and we'll have to have and Coach will keep his timeout and go ahead and take it to delay a game.
No, I think he got the timeout call.
Oh, he did. Thankfully. I was about to have an issue with that. Come on, Coach, help him out.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll take a timeout as well. Hang tight. Be right back.
Founded by Jesse and Amy McCracken, Rural Pest Solutions is a Cashion-based, family-owned and operated company. Our focus is on providing the highest level of customer service while effectively treating many common invaders, including spiders, ants, roaches, mice, mosquitoes, fleas, ticks, and termites. Flexible scheduling and superior customer service are our top priority. Call us today to schedule your appointment. 405-283-6565.
Welcome back. Cashion Wildcats TV. Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson, bringing you tonight's action live from Maxon Field. Wildcats taking on the Hinton Comets district play. Second quarter action, 7:27 on the clock. Wildcats with a 19-0 lead. If you had that on your bingo card, good for you. Wildcats 2nd and 13 here. Timeout taken. Wildcats have one. Coach Potter and the Comets have one left here in the first half. Wildcats doing it on the ground. Have completed one pass tonight. Haven't needed to do much outside of Grayson Davis and Westerhoff on jet sweeps, Ethan Waswo on keepers. So with 2nd and 13, we'll go double tight end, actually double back look here. Hand off to Westerhoff. He fumbles it and actually rolls back. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, Tripp, that was number 11, Deuce Tripp could not get it. And it will be Cashion ball, as I believe that was Timmy Jones that fell on top of that.
I do not know how number 11, Deuce Tripp, did not get the ball. He had the ball in his hands on the ground from what I could tell.
Yeah.
And then I kind of look up thinking, oh, my gosh, we just turned this ball over on the 32-yard line. And then next thing I know, we have the ball in our hands. So second life right here, 3rd and long for the Cashion Wildcats.
3rd and 16, running clock, 6:51. 2 fumbles in a row for the Wildcats. Fortunately able to recover both. Back to pass is Waswell. Good protection. Out route to Higdon. He'll catch at the 45. He'll spin out of bounds. That's a good catch and throw, or catch and pass. But it'll be short of the first down, right around the 44. So decision time for Coach Shack.
And we talked about Hinton. If they were kind of in the same spot on the other side of the field. If they would have got enough yardage picked up to where it was 4th and 6, 4th and 5, I think they would have gone for it. And I think the Cashion Wildcats will do the same thing.
So Riker Johnson split out to Westerhoff in the slot. Offsides.
Yes, he went across.
Wildcats fortunate there is Deuce Tripp, who thought he had that fumble, trying to time out the snap. He's going to have a seat. As Coach Potter will talk to him, it'll be Oakley Pratt, a freshman, coming in for him. And the 5-yard step-off will be a first down, Cashion Wildcats.
Hey, I will take that all day long. And the thing is, Deuce Tripp, he's one of their better, tacklers, bigger physical guy. Now that he's out of the ball game, I want to see him do that jet sweep to this side and let some of those bigger boys get out there and really throw a lead block on him and exploit that weakness there.
Let's see if you can get into Coach Shack's head. 6:10 running clock. And jet sweep Westerhoff. Waswell will keep it. He's going to cut back in the middle. Still on his feet, falling forward. Positive 4 yards. We'll take it. Wildcats into Hinton territory with looks like 5:58 on the clock. Running clock here as Waswell comes up a little bit limp.
Yeah, Ethan's been running the ball hard. Hinton is a very physical team. And so when you're running that ball that much and it's in your hand that much, you're going to take a beating, and in the morning, Ethan's going to feel this ball game, but you keep doing what you're doing right here, it's going to hurt a lot less if you continue to get in the end zone.
12 seconds on the play clock, 5:31 on the game clock here. 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats from the 47 on the Hinton side of the field. Empty set. We've seen it all night long. Waswell, snap, keeper. He's going to go back left. Broken tackle, still on his feet. Moving forward. Protect that ball, son. He's still there. Forward progress stopped.
What are we doing? Blow the whistle,
we eventually got the whistle. It'll be right at the sticks. It should be enough for a first down. It is. Yep. So Ethan Waswell with a 6-yard run. It'll be a first down. And Waswell getting close to about 60 yards, 70 yards rushing already in the game.
Yeah, and, I continue to bring this up, but those front linemen, you see Tommy Branson, you see Benson Waltman on this side over here, just strong, powerful kids. We've seen Tommy do this since his sophomore year, just up there in front, and it's senior night, and he's showing out tonight.
Absolutely. Power left looking again here for Waswell. Actually, they shift power right. Jones and Duran to the right. Motion is Riker Johnson, jet sweep. Riker cuts back inside. He gets 1, maybe 2 yards pushed back. And, to your point, give credit to those guys. Stockton, Seeley, Branson, Waltman, Melendez. Nobody's been in the backfield thus far, right? So, again, a good push there. Riker Johnson, the freshman, with his first carry of the night, gets 2. He says, I need to come out. Somebody needs to come in. And that'll be, again, our man Grayson Davis. Love to see him back out there. He'll come back in the slot. So, clock running, 4:04, 4:03, 16 on the play clock. Waswell will check his wristband, 2nd and 8 from the 38. Power right look again here. Davis in motion. Waswell will keep. He's got a small lane up the middle, moves forward, and he's going to get hit, but not after a gain of about 4 yards.
I love it. Just continue to power and blow those kids off the front line and let a big, strong runner like Ethan just get in between the tackles and eat yards and eat clock all game long. Just keep continuing to stack those positive yards on top of positive plays on top of each other.
This is Cashion's strength. We've been talking about it all season as we've watched this team grow. This is the absolute strength, and I love what Coach Shack is doing here tonight in a very, very important district game. 3rd and 4, 3:16 on the clock. Shift power left look here. Let's see what happens. Waswell by himself in motion. Westerhoff back to pass, swing pass. And he's got to catch that. He does. Thankfully, it was a backwards pass. I like the design. I'd like to see Westerhoff get a little bit deeper on the sideline. And that's got to be a better pass from Waswell to give us a chance here. So that'll be a negative play, unfortunately. And that'll go all the way back to the 40-yard line. Coach Shack is saying, what up, what up?
To me, it looked backwards from here. Yep. But I think what Shaq is saying is if it's straight down the line, does it have to be? If it's horizontal exactly, what is that?
I think horizontal would be backwards pass.
Okay. So, I guess Shaq saw it differently from his angle, and he's just trying to advocate for his kids.
I don't blame it.
But right here, 4th and 10, we're going to have to see. Let's see if Max can run that stop again and pick up the
little
first
double
down.
move. Max Hinton trying to get free. He's loose at the 10. He's got a chance. And just too much air. Waswo was probably expecting some pressure, didn't get it. And the double move eventually gets Hinton. He gets free for about 5 yards and just overpowered that throw. Would have been a walk-in-the-park touchdown for the Wildcats. But nonetheless, it'll be turnover of downs, and it'll be hitting football at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and we saw that little bubble screen there. That was a backwards pass and just really put the Cashion Wildcats. We talked about stacking positive plays on top of each other. That one was just a little too much for the Cashion Wildcats to overcome. And that's where I keep saying just don't get stingy, don't get greedy, and just continue to do what's working tonight when you're on the offensive side of football. And, yeah, it may not be the funnest-looking game or, most
it's fun for me. I'll take it.
It may not be the most exciting thing
I
to
take
call,
dubs.
but I'll take 4 or 5 yards every pop right now.
Branson loose. Deviney cuts up, back up, nowhere to go. Great job there by the senior tracking him down. Give credit to Benson Waltman on the tackle. And that'll be a short gain for Deviney. He's been pressured all game long.
Yeah, I saw a few kids kind of break open, but the fact that Tommy Branson was right in his face, making him step up, making him kind of run for his life and go back into the meat of that defense really didn't give the Hinton Comets a chance to throw the ball down the field there, and only was able to pick up 1 yard on that play.
Clock is running 1:37 here. Play clock down to 10. Double back set here. Max looks like Max protect. Deviney will hand off. Actually, he'll keep it. A lot of junk in the backfield. Benson Waltman was the first guy there. Deviney has nowhere to go. Give credit to Matthew Stockton. Give credit to Waltman on the cleanup, as well as Travis Levelholtz. And the Wildcats get a TFL. It'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah. I love the boys up front. You see Tommy Branson, our couple of seniors that really get in there and get a lot of play time just showing out tonight. We've called Tommy Branson and Benson Waltman time and time again tonight, and they're just showing out on senior night. It's awesome that Tommy, that has been here, been a big part of this football team for the last, he's started on that as a sophomore on that football field.
Yeah, he was called into action. We had some injuries. They pulled him. They said, let's go, Tommy.
He stepped up as a sophomore and just really stepped in and did a great job filling some big shoes.
He did.
And, so to see him having success tonight here on senior night and really, leaning on him to run the football on the offensive side of the football too, and to see the success there, you feel for that kid, and you're excited for that kid to have a night like tonight for senior night.
Amen. Wildcats with their last time out, Coach Shack and Coach Wood making sure the defense is lined up. It's a big-time 3rd down and long here. So 3rd and 11, 1:23 on the clock. It's stopped. Hitting back out. Power right look here for Deviney and the bunch. In the backfield is number 21, Rodman. It's actually going to be a Wildcat to Rodman. He's going to keep it. It's going to be a reverse pass. No one there to throw to. He's just going to jack one up.
Go get
In
it.
pursuit is Riker Johnson, and fantastic work by the Wildcats. I wonder if Coach Wood knew what was about to happen, because that was a timely timeout. Wildcats basically nipped that one in the bud.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like the best, I think, option the reverse had was to just continue the reverse. When he pulled it up to throw the ball, I looked out here, and we had kids covered.
Yep.
I was like, all right, throw the football. Let's see what happens. And even if he would have continued to go there, I think we would have had kids there to come up and make the tackle before the first down.
Wasn't much of a throw anyway. So back to punt is Deuce Tripp. He's going to low liner. That one's going to bounce. Grayson Davis will stay. He'll stay away from it. It's touched. And you're right, based on the rules, it's not until the whistle is blown, and in fact, if Grayson Davis were to fumble that punt, it still would be down based on the first touch.
Yeah, if they touch the ball and just leave it laying there, go get it. Because even if you fumble it, it's your ball right where they touched it to begin with. But if you pick it up and run with it, the ball's wherever it lands.
That's exactly right. So Wildcats with another possession here with 1:15. They'll go single back set this time with Timmy Jones, most likely a max protect scenario. Coach Shack, he's going to go for it. So from the Cashion 33-yard line, 1st and 10, 2-by-2 for the Wildcats. Waswo back to pass. It'll tunnel screen to Max Higdon. And looks like the Hinton Comets saw that one go for 75 against Woodward, and they were ready for it.
Yeah,
so.
and that's the offense they were ready for right there, was that throwing the football. And the fact that we've come out and just kept them off balance running the ball has paid dividends for the Cashion Wildcats. And, there's only 55 seconds left in this ball game. So let's see if Shaq is happy with that 19-0 lead, or if he's going to try to air it out to get down the field.
Well, he's going for it, so a little fake
tunnel.
There it is
right
Big
there.
Move! Westerhoff open with the catch to the 30, 25, 1 man to beat. Yes, sir! Touchdown! Cashion Wildcats, 63-yard hookup from Waswell, and no flags.
No flags on the field. That first thing I looked at, I didn't even see if he went across the line, was to look back and see if there was any flags. We had the illegal man downfield earlier. But this time, boys up front knew their assignment and blocked really well there for Ethan Waswell to be able to step up and hit a streaking Westerhoff to catch the ball for the long touchdown right before half to put the Cashion Wildcats up 25-0. Now we're going for 2 here. See if we can't bump that up to 27.
Absolutely love it. So great display of little trickeration down below as the pump fake to Max Higdon on the inside tunnel screen, and Westerhoff, and a great ball by Waswell. In motion, Westerhoff, he'll loop around. Waswell will keep. He'll go right side. He's got a big lane. He's met.
Push.
Will he fall forward? He does. He gets the 2. Wildcats add, and it's 27-0.
I love it. Just get behind those big boys. Use Ethan's tree trunk legs and let him just drive into the end zone for that 2-point conversion to go up 27-0 here right before halftime.
So Chris, you had 25-21. Wildcats already have 27 at half. So
I'll take it.
Okay.
Hey, if we continue to do this and just continue to be patient with the ball in our hands and then come out on defense and just shut them down. The few times that they have had the ball, I don't think they've gotten a first down, have they?
Nope, no
and
first downs.
Just continue
In fact,
to do that.
They might have negative yards.
I do not mind being completely off on the score if it's going to be 50-0. So I'll take that. I'll say I was wrong all day long if that's the case.
So here with the Wildcats, does Coach Wood and the special teams, or do they go ahead and do an onside again and give him a short field with 32 seconds, or are you going to see Waltman try to boot it out of bounds?
I think what you'll see is just let him put it on the tee and kick it back there to number 9. You saw him. The game plan was if they kick it deep, put your hand up and call a fair catch.
Yep.
Back them up there to that 20-yard line and just make them earn their way down the field. Don't let them have a shot at just getting a 50-yard bomb. Make them get a 70-yard, 80-yard bomb.
Well, the Hinton reading the T formation on the ball. We are too.
He's gonna kick it right down the middle. Let's go.
Waltman is going to be kicking off. It will be an angle. It's a big one. It's going to go to the freshman. He's going to catch it, and he's going to call fair catch, and that will be caught at the 19-yard line.
Well, if you're a fair catch, when you fair catch, I think, doesn't it go out to at least the 20?
No, it's where you fair catch it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Because isn't it in college where
it's 25.
You go to the 25.
I think in high school it's where it's at. And that's where they're going to spot
I'll take it. All right.
All right, so this will be the Hinton Comets' 4th possession of the game. Their first one was an interception. They went punt, and now they're taking over at their own 19 with 32 seconds. Let's see here what Coach Potter draws up here. He's got one timeout, I believe he does. Wildcats up 27-0.
Hey, do you count a recovered onside kick as a turnover?
It was never their possession, so no. It is a turnover, yes, but it's not a – yeah, that's right. So I guess Deviney will keep it. And nowhere to go. Matthew Stockton has been trouble all night. Another TFL for the junior kid. You know that kid wrestles. You know he wrestles. You don't mess with wrestlers.
No, and the thing is tonight what he's doing, he's just using his leverage and really getting low and turning and getting into that backfield and just wreaking havoc. So great job by Mr. Stockton tonight on that front line and just doing what he can to help this senior night come out successful.
And that's the end of the first half. 0 on the board. Wildcats up 27-0. If you had that on your bingo tab or your bingo board, God bless you. We're gonna send the camera down to our state champion cheerleading squad, as they've got a performance. Looks like it's a mixed performance. I'm not sure. Maybe is that the junior high squad out there as well?
I think that might be the Hinton Comets.
Oh, that is the Hinton Comets. It is.
So red shirts.
All right. Well, let's turn up that camera downstairs, And let's send it down to the field as the Cashion Wildcats and Hinton Comets doing a combined cheer squad performance.
Fans, please welcome onto the field both the Cashion and the Hinton cheer squads as they combine this evening to entertain us with the performance.
Everyone wanna be like me.
Fans, let's hear it for your Cashion and your Hinton cheer squad.
For 31 years and counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Cashion F.
The field, the pride of Cashion, under the direction of Philip Snow. Sit back and enjoy as the Pride will be performing 3 hits originally performed by the rock band Kiss, including Shout It Out Loud, Beth, and Rock and Roll All Night. of Cashion, under the direction of Mr. Philip Snow.
All right, what a great job by the band.
Yeah, no, they're incredible.
A little rock and roll all night, a little Kiss. They're playing the Cashion Fight song now.
Right.
So appreciate you guys joining us here at halftime. Chris had to go run an errand, so Lessons with Lane will be with me and Lane. And Lane, you've been working on a fireplace. How's that coming along?
It's been horrific. It was fun. It was fun for about the first 4 months, but after this, I lightly sob every time I start having to work on it.
God bless you. Well, Lane, I don't think you had 27-0 on your board at halftime, did you?
Golly. This is the band is awesome.
Yes.
Matthew Stockton is killing people out on the football field, and he's playing the tuba right now. Dagan Lloyd, football player, was crippled since the first of the year. He's out there playing the drums. I mean, this is awesome. Our band is just gets better and better every week.
You look good, you play good, right?
Yeah,
You don't have to worry,
right.
They look
and you look at our yards, it's like we're in a time warp or something. We have 290 yards. They have -9. Hinton is 5-3.
They've beaten Christian Heritage 36-7. They've beaten Carnegie, Hennessy, Marietta, Merritt. They were 5-0 before they took their first loss to Western Heights, 42-40.
And that Christian Heritage had a bunch of big kids on that team, and they looked very, very good when we played them. They looked like they were a lot better than us, but man, we look.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I mean, we're running the ball well. I mean, is it the D.L. Robertson touch? He's back a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know. I mean, Chris mentioned it. He said he's the best offensive line coach in the state, and that's not even a leap at all.
Right.
And so maybe we talked about it. There have been no Hinton players in the backfield for Cashion, or at least there's been no negative plays. Maybe just a couple times they've been there, but our offensive line has been fantastic tonight.
And Hinton has no idea what we're running. I mean, they're confused the whole time. You can see them linebackers are looking to the coaches. That they're lost out there, and we're just taking to them. Our line's blocking well. Westerhoff is little bitty.
Yes.
And he runs
like he's 200 pounds.
He runs fearless.
Yeah.
He hits that hole going 150 miles an hour. I've been impressed with him. And this is the progression of these kids.
Right.
When you're freshmen, you're scared. The first year you're scared, and towards the end of the year you see that where they're not scared anymore, and you kind of see them making plays, and this is what you're seeing some of these kids kind of grow up.
Speaking of freshmen, Grayson Davis had that big interception there. And he's had some good runs, as well as Ethan Waswo. Waswo with three touchdowns and a touchdown passing to Westerhoff. That went for 63 yards.
And he looked incredible, just running the ball. Yeah. We just looked like a different team out there. And so we're going to, if we win, we make playoffs?
Yes, that's exactly right. This game is for the playoffs.
For the playoffs.
Unless something crazy happens. Right.
And, we've since we've been in the 11-man, we've never missed the playoffs. Right. And it looked like this year, after we got beat by Christian Heritage, I'm like, man, this may not happen. This is probably not going to happen. So it's pretty shocking that we're winning. And I think if we win, we'll probably play Dibble probably.
I think that's right. Yeah. So we will be a 4 seed. We'll play one of the 1 seeds across the state.
I've got to talk about Lessons with Lane. How much more time we got? Got a minute left. Yeah. I got a story for you. We play 8-man football. We play Dibble in 2005 or so. They're rated 2nd or 3rd in the state. We scrimmage them, and they beat our brains.
What year was this?
Probably 2005, 2006, 2007. They beat our brains in, and they're still rated 2nd or 3rd through the state. In the state, we win, make the playoffs. We go play Hinton. We play at Dibble. The coaches before the game our coaches are like, we haven't really looked at a whole lot of film on you guys. We're looking forward to the next game, and if you guys want to play your starters throughout the whole game, we understand. We don't really want to embarrass you. And we beat the crap out of them. We 45'd them. It was like 41-0 at halftime, and we had probably 800 people there. Our old coach come back. Everyone was excited, and we had a massive amount of people. And that's really kind of our coming out party. We weren't very good for 10 or 12 years. Well, we're still 8-man.
8-man.
And so we kind of that was our coming out party. We got better after that. And so Elric was our coach. He had just come back that year, and it was a great time.
So it may be
we
doable.
We just killed them.
But at this point, honestly, it's one game at a time. And if Wildcats can, Coach Shack and Coach Wood know how to coach football, right?
Yes,
you know that, right? And so the idea is, I think the team has been missing an identity, and I think they may have just found it tonight.
And back to the Dibble, before the game, Coach Shack was an offensive coordinator. He gets so excited before the game starts and yelling at the team so much that he passes out, and the coaches had to catch him and set him down and kind of fan him off, and he was so fired up.
Vasoconstriction there, vasoconstriction.
Right.
That's like Dan Cody, if you ever remember OU football with Dan Cody. That guy would pass out every game because of his environment. Well, Coach Shack has shed the coat. He's roaming the field. The Wildcats back out. So, Lane, Wildcats, again, you said it. I mean, it's been all Cashion 290 to -9. It's on the scoreboard, 27-0. What's going to have to happen for the Wildcats?
Well, we're just going to keep on running our plays. I mean, is it shocking that these referees are rolling the clock? They are rolling the clock.
I noticed that. Yeah, I've noticed that.
And so this is going to be a fast second half. If we don't turn the ball over or forget to send players out there, we're going to win this game, and we're just going to keep on running the ball. We'll be good.
All right, I love it. Lessons with Lane Broadbent, absolutely class act and cornerstone here in this community. We're
playoff bound.
What's that, playoff?
We're playoff bound.
Okay, Lane's calling it. Lane's calling it. All right, well, we appreciate you guys joining us. We'll go to a quick commercial. We'll have second half kickoff here in a sec. Be right back.
ABC is a church seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
All right, welcome back to Maxon Field. Third quarter action here about to start. Neiman Bobby, Chris Gibson bringing you the action tonight as the Wildcats are fighting for a district playoff spot. An opportunity here with a victory would put them in fourth place here in District A5. Wildcats up 27-0, looking good. Chris, welcome back. I don't know if you saw the yardage, 290 to -9.
I will take that all day long. And that's that Cashion yardage margin that we're used to, from the past years. But the thing is, the difference is this year in this game, it's been all on the ground, and I'm here for it. I love it because like you said, we've talked about it all year long. It's like, I love that front line is kind of our strength. We've got some good skill position kids that are young, inexperienced. Lean on those boys up front right now. Big Tommy Branson, the senior, big new senior here. This is first year. Benson Waltman, and he's finally healthy. All starting out this season, he had the big club on his hand.
Yep.
He's finally healthy and able to really get up there and contribute on the offensive line, and you're seeing it pay off. And then you got Stockton and just doing work up there. Big wrestler, just getting out there and using that leverage and making things happen.
All right, so with the onside, it was a miss hit on onside. Keeper by Devine. He's going to try to go outside right off the tackle. Carlos Martinez.
It's going to be a face mask, I think, got his hand up in there.
That's a shame. He beat the block there of Trevor Drodman, the senior. And that looks like, Chris, you may be right. Devine's kind of grabbing his hamstring there. Looks like we might have a hold maybe. Let's see. Maybe let's pray for a hold. No one's moving yet. Yeah,
no,
they are moving.
I saw him.
Grab his face mask.
Yeah.
Okay. So, again, first half stats in favor of the Wildcats. Ethan Waswo, 4 for 5 for 89 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, long 63 to Westerhoff. Ethan was also the leading rusher, 86 yards on 17 rushes, 5 yards a rush. Grayson Davis, we need to see that guy again, 5 rushes for 73 yards for 14.6 yards per carry. And Westerhoff, little keeper left side, coming back up, little shoestring ankle tackle. Good work there by the outside corner, and that's Riker Johnson, the freshman, and so that'll be minimal gain there, actually no gain at all, and it'll bring up 2nd and long.
And that's what you got to do right there. If you're Rocker Johnson, a young defensive back out there, when they're running that out to the outside, you got to either get out there and turn it back into the meat of your defense or make a good open field tackle. And that time he got into the feet and the legs of the running back and was able to bring him down for no gain.
Actually, a yard loss, 2nd and 11. So TFL there for the freshman. Keeper by Deviney. He's going to right side. Nowhere to go. The Cashion D-line, Branson, Stockton, Waltman, all in there. Great work there by the Wildcats. And, again, give credit to Branson and Stockton. They're playing lights out tonight.
They are not giving that offensive line from Hinton any push at all. And it is Stockton just using his leverage and getting down there and just using those powerful legs to push and not really give them any opportunity to get anything down the field.
3rd and 9, back to pass. Deviney's looking up the middle. He's going to go deep. Right side's got a man wide open. And just outside his reach there, Grayson Davis trying to chase down number 9. That was Aiden Bashore, the freshman wide receiver, 5'7", 115. And that'll bring up 4th down and about 9. And it's no doubt a go-for-it situation for Coach Potter.
Yeah, and that's Grayson. You got to let him get behind him a little bit. He's still running step for step there with him there.
Actually, it's Colton Helms, I apologize.
And it would have had to been a really, really good pass on the money for it to be completion. And luckily it was a little bit long there. But be ready here on 4th and long. They're going to be getting back in that pocket and throwing the ball. I want to see some pressure by the boys up front on that quarterback.
Deviney back to pass.
There
Pressure. Carlos Martinez steps up. Timmy Jones with the tackle will be enough. It will not. It'll be a turnover of down. So credit Carlos Martinez. Edge rush coming up. Feed my man Timmy Jones.
Yes, sir. I told you, turn it inside, make them run up to the meat of that defense, and then you have your linebackers, those junior leaders there, to be able to bring him down before the 1st down and get the ball in the hands of the Cashion Wildcats and let that offensive line do work and just continue to get 3 and 4 yards and keep continuing to add positive plays on top of each other.
So 10:25, it was a minute-and-a-half drive there that ends over a turnover drive. Hand off to Timmy Jones. Outside, he's got a small lane. Great block there by Hinton. Stiff arm by Jones. Eventually brought down on the sideline. Clock runs. Give credit to the tackle to number 22. That is Clifton Craighead, but not after a big-time 7-yard carry by Timmy Jones.
Hey, you and I kind of talked about it during one of the commercials earlier where, we've only seen probably 3 or 4 plays run on offense, and now you see, he's kind of opening up that playbook. You saw a lot of the speedsters get the ball other than, the power was Ethan. Now you're putting Timmy Jones back there, the more powerful runner, and see what he can do in the backfield.
Waswell will keep. He'll cut back. Small lane, he'll fall forward. He's going to get about a yard. And so he'll get across the 35-yard line. Clock runs here, 9:38, and they'll bring up 3rd down and manageable. Definitely 4-down territory here for the Wildcats, up 27-0.
Yeah, 3rd down and 2. We've been averaging probably what's our average rush per rush?
It's probably close to 6 yards per rush.
Yeah, just keep the ball on the ground and let those big boys up front get a push and pick up 1st downs.
Yeah, 20 rushing attempts it's 10 yards. 29 for 201. So right around 6.5. So let's see what the Wildcats have drawn up here. 3rd and 2, clock running, 9:07. Double tight end set here. Max Higdon by himself on the sideline. Waswell will go ahead and keep it, pulling guard. Big hole! 45, cuts back across, and right at the 50-yard line, Benson Waltman says hello. And Waswell gets a huge run and a 1st down to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, just letting those big boys push around the Hinton Comets. And whenever you have Ethan, just a big, strong kid, arm tackling will bring him down. And that's all they could really throw at Ethan right there because you had big boys up front really blocking and getting down the field and busting Ethan big-time run there for the Cashion Wildcat quarterback.
I had visions of Ryan Baker seeing 59 over there, Benson Waltman. A little shotgun Wildcat here with Westerhoff. He's going to keep it right side. He's got a small lane. Cut to the outside to the 40. He's got one man to beat. 25, and he gets drugged down at the 22. Great call and a great run. And Lane was basically saying that kid runs about 150 miles per hour and acts like he's Adrian Peterson. Love it.
I love it, yeah, because when he gets the ball in his hand, he is going downhill as hard as he can. And with his size, just being that little guy, a lot of times he can hide behind some of those blockers, but he runs so hard that if they don't get a good hit on him, they're not bringing him down. And that time you saw, there was a little arm tackle there. He broke free of that first bunch of kids, and he was gone off to the races.
So Waspo turned into a blocker, and it was Westerhoff now in motion. The right side here, 1st and 10. Wildcats moving. Waspo will keep it. He gets by one guy. Pass another to the outside. Arm tackle's now working. Stiff arm. Touchdown, Ethan Waspo. 22 yards. Wildcats pay dirt.
I love it, man. And that time you saw Ethan take some coaching earlier in that first half.
He sure did.
Coach Cochran said, turn that up the field right there. Don't go to the outside. And that time, Ethan Waspo, I guess, had flashes of Coach Cochran saying, turn it up, because he did. He turned it up behind those blockers, was able to make a great cut across the field, and then just fight off tacklers all the way to the end zone. Great job by Ethan. Great run and great blocking by the boys up front.
Well, extra point is up, and it's short, so Adley Jerry just misses that one. Nonetheless, it was basically a 3-minute drive, started at the Cashion 27, ends with a 22-yard rush. And I don't want to say this about anyone, but it sure looked like Hinton gave up on that last drive.
Yeah, because there was times in there where, like I said, all they were doing is throwing arm tackles. And when you're doing that, when you have kids running the ball with fire and passion that the Cashion Wildcats are tonight, you're not going to bring them down. You're going to have to come and be more physical, and that's what we've seen from the Hinton Comets in the years past. It's just physicality. Tonight, the physicality is on the Cashion Wildcat side, and they're kind of pushing around the Hinton Comets and doing whatever they want to, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
All right, Wildcats again doing work. So with 7:28 left on the clock, Wildcats will be kicking off again. Benson Waltman will be going out doing the honors from the 40. First kickoff here in the second half here in the third quarter was I think it was intended to be a kickoff, but it went off the toe and went sideways out of bounds. So it was the Comets taking over at their own 48. Let's see, Waltman will set up for a deep toe punch. This time it looks like number 21, Trevor Rodman's going to go back and replace the freshman at the 30-yard line. Waltman will end over end. That's going to go over the head, and it will go, takes a hit and bounce and go out of bounds at the 24-yard line. So that one will be spotted at least at the 30, if not the 35-yard line.
I'm to the point now, if teams start really doing this and line up, everybody within 10 yards of the football, and you only have one guy on the sideline, put one right in the middle and see if you got some speed kids that can get out there and pick one up.
Yep. Yeah, well, maybe give a little maybe Coach Shack watches the games, maybe give him a little bit of love there. So they will get it at the 35. So Hinton with their second possession of the second half, they're 6th overall.
See big Max Hoslau up there on the line. You're getting him a little play time. And he's one of those big sophomores that's going to have to fill big shoes for Tommy Branson and Benson Waltman next year. Yep. And he's a big, strong kid that's going to have a lot of impact on the Cashion Wildcats in the future.
Shotgun Deviney will keep it. Travel offense in its face, and that will go over the head. Intended receiver is number 22, Clifton Craighead. So give credit to Travis, the junior there coming up. Max Higdon in coverage, but definitely nowhere near the intended receiver. So that one will go incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Play clock running for some reason, 7:08. Is that right? Should the clock be running?
No, incomplete pass, but I don't know. It's not. Surely they haven't decided to do a running clock yet, but being that it's only 33-0.
So referees just winding the clock, I guess. They're wanting to get home, I guess. Keeper by Deviney, he's got a big hole, and that's the best play of the night for the Hinton Comets. That'll be a 1st down. So outside of a penalty face mask that led to a 1st down, that is the second 1st down of the night. That'll move it to the Hinton 46-yard line.
We talked about the Hinton Comets earlier in this game. Their strength was really running the football, and now with them down 33-0, they're going to have to – we'll take that right there. We'll take that run, keep that clock running, and but we want to see them throw the ball because then we can fly to the football, try to get some more turnovers.
So Caleb Duran, first guy there, and runner was the Trevor Rodman. Give credit to Max Higdon as well as Timmy Jones coming through to get the tackle. So with that, we've got 6 minutes and the clock running here. So 2nd and 9 from the 47, just a gain of about 1 or 2 here for the Comets. Single back set here to the right of Deviney is Rodman again. He's back to pass. little pump fake. He's going to let it go down that right side. He's got a guy in.
They're going to call that, yeah.
Yeah, they are. That's unfortunate as the feet got tangled up. We had Westerhoff coming over from the safety spot. It was Grayson Davis out there in coverage against number 22, Clifton Craighead. A little tangle up. Good ball there by Deviney. He's got a good arm. But that will be a pass interference, and that will be a first down. So the Hinton Comets getting back-to-back first downs. It'll get into Cashion territory now. It looks like it'll be spotted right around the most likely maybe, let's see, the 39-yard line, 38-yard line. It will be the 38. So 1st and 10 from the 38. Comets getting into Cashion territory now in their last two possessions. Their last one ended in a turnover of downs. Deviney will keep it himself. He's got a blocker and spin move. Wildcats kind of slowing down a little bit here, so give credit to Drew Westerhoff from the safety spot. That'll be a big 9-yard, 8-yard run there by Deviney, and the holes are opening up here for the Hinton Comets.
Well, and we talked about Max getting in there, and Max is a big, strong kid, young kid with not as much experience, and that's what we're seeing right now. You had Benson Waltman up there in that front line, and that just shows you how big and strong and physical he is, because he's a lot of a difference maker, and him not in there. Now, that time Max did a good job of really making some plays there, but that's that senior leadership. And I said it in Watonga, Benson's he's new to Cashion, but, man, he was showing some senior leadership. Somebody was kind of talking back, and he just kind of hit him on the helmet and said, no, let's play this football game. And so just having him out there with those younger kids is a big plus.
Pressure from Waltman. Speak the devil. Tipped up. Carlos Martinez. No holding call as Benson Waltman was tackled by number 50, Rafael Gomez, the junior. No call, but that one will go over the head. Good job there by Carlos Martinez in that lane, tipping it up. That pass will go incomplete. Hey, listen, you know what? I just got a text here. I don't know if you guys are watching at the game as well, but we've got chili here. We've got a great basically fundraiser for the cheerleaders, state champions, to get their rings. If you have a chance to come out and get some chili, great. If not, go write a check. Go get $10. Go give $25. Go find Amber Hopgood. Come find me. We'll figure it out. Let's let these girls get that state championship ring. Handoff will go left side. Cutting back through. Looks like he's going to go down to the 5, and that'll be a touchdown. Give credit to number 21. That's Trevor Rodman on the 27-yard carry. Some poor tackling and angles by the Wildcats. I think Riker Johnson was showing his freshman experience there as he came up and had a poor angle. But give credit to Rodman on that touchdown run as the Hinton Comets find the board.
Yeah, and that's where earlier in the ballgame he did a good job coming and getting on that outside shoulder and making him have to cut in, and he was able to make the tackle that time. Didn't have as good angle, got stiff-armed, and the kid was able to get to the outside and get into the end zone.
Extra point is good. And so with that, with 3:43, Wildcats give up their first score of the game at 33-7. We'll take a timeout and be right back. Cashion Wildcats TV.
Looking for a solution to your water well problem or just needing a new well drilled? Western Drilling does water well drilling and repair. They are experts in pumping system installation, troubleshooting, and repair. Western Drilling works with domestic, ag, and irrigation wells. Give them a call today and explore all the solutions. Western Drilling supports Cashion High School. Go Wildcats!
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
All right, welcome back. Cashion Wildcats television broadcast of Cashion Wildcat football. Wildcats taking on the Hinton Comets on senior night for a chance at a district play or a playoff spot. So Wildcats up 33-7. Big kickoff there. That one will go out of bounds there by the freshman Deuce Tripp. Wildcats have been all Wildcats, and give credit to the Hinton Comets after basically turnover of downs on their first possession. The second possession, they come out, they go 55 yards, led by Rodman on a 27-yard touchdown. and get their first points of the game.
Yeah, we talked about on that Cashion Wildcat drive to get in the end zone of, it looked like they're kind of laying down, but they come out on offense, put a really successful drive together, ending in a touchdown. And so they're showing a little bit of fight here left out of the Hinton Comets.
All right, so 1st and 10 from the 35. That kick goes out of bounds. It'll be Cashion Wildcat football. Ethan Waswo, Timmy Jones in the backfield. Sophomore quarterback will hand it off to Jones. He'll get back to the outside. Great block, another great block. Cuts back inside. A nice little run there by Timmy Jones. He gets about 6 yards.
That's how Max Higdon was on the edge out there lining up at receiver and just getting out there and throwing blocks all the way to the whistle blows, and that's what you have to do. Earlier in the season, I thought, man, Max could do a lot better job blocking, but as this season has gone on, he's done a good job getting out there and locking up and giving his, especially in this game, giving his running backs a chance to make moves off of him. And if you can get out there and be a receiver that can get out and block, that's when you become a great receiver.
Waswell will keep it. He's got 2 guys, 2 Hinton Comets right in the hole. Give credit to number 7. We talked about him in the pregame, Crease Douglas, as well as number 1. That's quarterback Graydon Deviney. Waswell was stopped in his tracks, so it'll be 3rd down and about 3 or 4.
Yeah, Douglas is there with, you see him kind of looking like Benson Waltman was the first of the year, just a big club on his hand. Must have a broken bone or something in that hand. But he's still flying around the football, and you saw it there, make a good tackle.
In motion is Westerhoff in the backfield. 231, Westerhoff will keep it. He'll cut outside. He's got a small lane. Gets to the 45. It should be enough. So good work there by my man, Pocket Hercules, Drew Westerhoff, and it will be a 1st down, Cashion Wildcats.
Again, Max Higdon was out there lined up at receiver, just blocking. Keeping that play alive, and just gave him enough to get that 1st down. Boys up front, still doing a great job and letting those kids pick up 4 or 5 yards a pop.
And clock running, so 18 on the play clock, game clock under 2 here in the 3rd quarter. And so this run game has been brutal in favor of the Cashion Wildcats. Jones to the left of Waswo. He'll go ahead and get the handoff. Great blocking, got a big lane, cuts back through. Nice job there by Timmy Jones hanging on the ball, and that'll be another 1st down run for my man, Timmy Jones.
Hey, when Timmy got tackled there, he kind of landed on the Hinton Comet, and he hit on his feet and tried to keep going. I don't know if they would let it stand or not, but a great hard run right there by Timmy. Great blocking up front, and Timmy just uses his vision to get to the hole and he just go downhill and run hard. And I love the way he runs the ball. When he gets it in his hands, it's go time. He gets out there and makes them work for a tackle.
Yeah. Gavin Layton as well as Juan Melendez on that right side in motion. Coming across is Westerhoff. Wasp will hand off to Jones. Same side. Another big lane. The train coming through. Timmy Jones and another 10-yard run and 1st down, Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, you said Juan. Man, he's pumped up after that run because he knew him and Gavin Layton just sealed that edge right there and gave Timmy a huge lane. Just keep going. Yep. Keep running the same play. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that right there, those boys up front are giving everything they've got to get the win for the seniors on senior night, and I love it.
I do too. All right, 30 seconds here in this 3rd quarter, 10 seconds on the game clock. Coach Shack, game management supreme here. Westerhoff now in the backfield. He'll go ahead and fake it. Waswell will keep it. He'll go ahead and go right side. He'll fall forward across the 30 to the 28. And that'll
be the end of the 3rd quarter.
Most likely will be the end of the 3rd quarter as the Wildcats will come up with 2nd and about, looks like actually it was a good 3-yard gain, almost 4 yards. And that'll be it. So put your 4s up as we enter the 4th quarter and the Wildcats up big, 33-7 and driving here on senior night. So with that, we'll send you to a commercial for a couple seconds. Come on back. 4th quarter action right around the corner.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Perry, attorney-at-law. She was a Wildcat sponsor for a long time, and so congratulations.
I wanted that fire pit.
She's a Legacy Insurance client. It's great family out there. Lives by the McCrackens.
Waswell with the keeper as we start the fourth quarter. He's going to fall forward very close to a first down. It should be. So the Wildcats driving. This one started at their own 35. They've been moving it. 3 first downs here for the Wildcats as they get it down to the 20-yard line. Ethan Waswell that time. It was Timmy Jones and Western. And it was basically the Timmy Jones show for the Wildcats. With
the third quarter, no
3
doubt.
10-yard runs. And so with that, the Wildcats with the clock running 11:30 on the clock. And we did, I guess there must have been an agreement to run the clock. I don't know. So nonetheless, it'll be Waswell with the ball in shotgun. He'll go ahead and keep it, go right up the middle. And it'll be Deviney, the linebacker, quarterback for the Hinton Comets in the backfield, but not after dragging him for about 2 or 3 yards. It'll be second down and probably about 6, or about 7, I should say.
Yeah, and so if the Cashion Wildcats win tonight, they're into the playoffs. They're 4th place with a chance against Crescent,
just like last year,
to move up a spot.
It's just like last year.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Like
and the thing is, this right here solidifies the playoff spot that you need to continue that playoff streak that the Cashion Wildcats
since
have
11-man
had. Since you've been into 11-man. The thing is, the Cashion Wildcats are only going to get better from this point going forward. So that this playoff streak could continue to go for another 4 or 5 years. Just seeing the kids that are coming up and the potential that's there, and that's an exciting thing to keep that streak alive. And I know Christina Branson, she works with me up at Legacy Insurance, and that's what she was like. I just want Tommy and that group of seniors to go out, and continue that playoff streak. And so to have that for these seniors on senior night to earn their spot into the playoffs is going to be a big honor for those seniors.
Amen. So Wildcats with a negative play there, first one of the night. They actually have, outside the 2 fumbles, this one is a false start. So this one will move it back another 5 yards. So 3rd and 15, definitely 4-down territory here for the Wildcats. So if Ethan can get half of it here, let's see what happens. Again, double tight end set. Waswell by himself. We've seen this formation all night. Power left look here.
Oh, Tommy. Tommy was in the position for a long time, letting that, we don't normally let that play clock run down like that. But in this position, that's what we're trying to do is just eat that play clock and let the time trickle off. And Tommy was in that, trying to hold that position for a long time and finally just couldn't do it, fell backwards, and it was an offsides penalty on the senior.
All right, so 3rd and 20 now from the 30-yard line. Wildcats going backwards here, getting most likely 4-down territory. Waswell back to pass, pressure on, picked up. He's got plenty of time. Big ball down the middle, and that one is well over the hands of Max Higdon, the intended receiver. Give credit, the closest guy was number 10, I believe, and that was Damian Gomez, the freshman DB for the Hinton Comets. And so that'll bring up 4th down. Quick punt.
I'd love to see this, how they run that where the slot receiver on the other side comes in motion. A lot of times it's Grayson Davis, that wheel route. Let's see if we don't see that play because those guys are bailing out with Max and Westerhoff, and see if they don't bring that guy in motion and try to get him open for a first down.
All right, so Wildcats taking plenty of time here, most likely going to take a timeout as the clock is running. So there must have been an agreement between the 2 coaches to run the clock in the second half or something happened. So it'll be timeout Cashion. That is their first one of the second half. They've got 2 left, 3 left here for the visitors. We'll take a timeout ourselves. Be right back. Cashion Ranch.
Located within the Cashion School District and offering homebuyers the experience of small-town charm with the modern world of shopping, dining, and healthcare just minutes away. Situated east of Highway 74, Regatta Ranch boasts 1-acre home sites with privacy and ample space to retire or raise a family.
To build your next home from the ground up or to inquire about new properties currently for sale, contact Brandon or Shannon Cotter with Iron Creek Homes and C7 Realty.
Come find your forever home at Regatta Ranch.
And go Wildcats!
Welcome back, CWTV. Nima and Nabavi, Chris Gibson bringing you fourth quarter action. Wildcats fighting for that playoff spot, up 33-7 over the Comets. Fourth and long. Waswo gets hit in the backfield, throws it forward. That's going to be intentional grounding, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter as it was fourth down. So give credit to the Hinton Comets bringing the pressures. The Wildcats were trying to get deep on that, and Waswo in those situations probably just needs to roll out and maybe just go get a couple positive yards.
Yeah, and that right there, I mean, I think he was kind of waiting for the play to take shape. Yep. And luckily the Hinton Comet didn't just completely decapitate him because he came unblocked and had an opportunity to just blow up Ethan. And Ethan's a big, strong kid. I don't know if he felt him coming or what, but he kind of missed. Kid only got him in the leg, and Ethan was able to get it out and have an incomplete pass there. But it was a turnover on downs for the Cashion Wildcats, put the ball in the hands of the Hinton Comets.
All right, so the Comets, who just scored on their last possession to cut it to 33-7 with 8:35 left here, will take over. Little keeper by Deviney. He'll come up, and he's met in the lane. Is that Carlos Martinez? I believe it is. Let's see who comes up out of that pile. It is number 2, Drew Westerhoff. So nice work there by the safety, the sophomore safety.
And that time, looked like the quarterback should have just kept that ball and bounced it out to the outside. The way the play was drawn up and where the blockers were going, there was a massive gap, blockers out there on the outside. If he'd have got to the outside, it would have not been good for the Cashion Wildcats.
Nowhere to go. That time it was Carlos Martinez. He's grabbing his shoulder. Actually, it's Drew Westerhoff again. Kids racking up tackles from the safety spot.
I think that was Grayson Davis.
Was that Grayson Davis?
Made a big tackle over there. Yeah, he came up.
All right.
Got up, and there was guys giving him some shoulder or helmet taps, but Drew's kind of holding his arm like it might have been him. They kind of looked the same out there when they were flying around to the football.
All right, so that one was for no gain, so it'll bring up 3rd and 9. Definitely 4-down territory here for Coach Potter and the Comets. 7:34 rolling clock. Full house backfield, back to pass. Deviney, Carlos Martinez in his face. Coming across, Hinton cuts it off with the interception to the 35-30. He's got a lane. Timmy Jones laying some blocks, and all the way down the 10. Max Hinton with another interception, and the Wildcats are in business here in the fourth quarter.
That time, Max Higdon was just back there playing center field, reading that quarterback's eyes, and he saw it. He just baited him into it. He let him think that kid was open, and then as soon as the ball left his hands, Max broke on the ball. Great break on the ball, got it up top, and then brought it down. Great return down to about the 9-yard line for the Cashion Wildcat offense with an opportunity to punch it in for another score.
So in first and goal from the 10, 7:20 on the clock. Timmy Jones in the backfield will get the handoff, cut back inside. Good tackle there. It was a tough snap. We don't ever give credit to Caden Seeley. We only call his name when it's a tough snap. He's been fantastic all season for the junior. Timmy Jones comes up, a little limp there on that ankle. He had to cut back there. Give credit to number 1, Graydon Deviney. That kid's not giving up for the Comets. He comes in with the tackle. That will be a gain of just 1. So we'll go double tight ends here for the Wildcats. Waswo by himself. It'll be Higdon and Westerhoff split out, aced out by themselves. It'll be Leighton Jones on either side with Caleb Duran. Power left look here. Waswo will keep it. He'll go right side. Breaks one tackle, breaks another. Can he get enough across? And he does not, but gets all the way down to about the 3-yard line with forward progress.
Yeah, that time I thought he was going to be able to just kind of use his momentum and keep those feet driving. The guy did a good job of just driving his feet and not letting him into the end zone. But that time, you talked about Seeley on that snap before. Yep. That time was perfect. And I was watching him because, we do not talk about that kid enough. We've talked about Tommy. We've talked about Benson. We've kind of called Stockton's name. We've talked about Juan. But Seeley, he's the center of the core of that group right there, and he fires off the ball every time he snaps it, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Waspo back to pass. That's picked off. He's got a chance if hopefully Timmy Jones can get the right angle on him, and he will bring him down, and that's an unfortunate play there by Waspo, and I know if you put your hands up and go, why are you throwing it? Maybe Coach Shack saw something there. Waspo lays that one out in double coverage, and give credit to number 10, freshman Damian Gomez. But give credit to Timmy Jones. That kid is an absolute warrior chasing down Gomez and not allowing the 100-yard pick six to go all the way.
Yeah, bringing them down on our side of the football field, or the Comet side of the football field, it was a big thing there, and that was just a hustle play by Timmy Jones. Took a great angle, was able to get him there and not let him have the big return for a touchdown. Now defense, put it back in the hands of the Wildcats and let us go down there and finish off strong. That time, man, let's run the ball. Let's keep running the ball. Let's keep doing what's working. Now we got to stop the run here.
Handoff to the running back, Rodman. He's strung around, extended that. So good work there by the Wildcats, extending that play to the sideline where it looked like, was that corner Grayson Davis coming up on that? I couldn't tell.
Grayson, I think, was the one that finally got him down, but I loved how the Cashion Wildcats just one after another kept coming and just stringing that out to the outside there and was able to bring him down before he had any, maybe a 2-yard gain there. But you let him get to that edge, and it could be big-time yardage. So give credit to those kids to keep him going, stringing him out there until they bring him down for the short game.
2nd and 8, running clock, 5 minutes from the 43. Hinton, Deviney, right side keeper, going to cut back in the middle. Good patient run there. Give credit to Timmy Jones there on the tackle. It'll be a gain of about 4 more. It'll bring up 3rd and manageable here right around the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and that's the offense that I thought we would see a lot of from the Hinton offense tonight, was just those 3-4 yards up between the tackles, seeing some pulling guards and some of that action. But the thing is, you had Stockton, you had Benson, you had Tommy Branson just blowing up things up in the middle, and they just, every time they tried that, they would only get about 1 or 2 yards, and they couldn't continue to do that.
Devine will go ahead and keep it again. He'll call his number. Carlos Martinez with the initial hit. Small gain. Great job there by the freshman, going hat on hat with the junior. Timmy Jones with a little cleanup as well. And I'll bring up 4th down and 2.
Yeah, that time just Carlos, like you said, had a chance to go head-to-head, stuck him, and then you just had more Cashion Wildcats piling in there to finish off the tackle. And I love it. You got to have that. You got to have that energy. And Carlos has the capability and the potential to be one of those kids like Jacob Farrow, just flying around and just nailing people and being that physical player that the Cashion Wildcats need.
Handoff is going nowhere. Matthew Stockton, Travis Levelholz. We've got Waltman that's kind of hurt underneath. Looks like he's getting tended to by number 77. But I don't know what Coach Potter was thinking there. 4th and 2. He's been running it with Deviney really well. Decided to give that one back to number 10, Damian Gomez. And that goes for nothing as the Wildcats turn it over and get the ball back at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, wow, just Stockton, man, again, I've called his name a lot tonight, and I want to give him credit because he's one of those kids that, a lot of times you may not hear his name a lot, but he does a lot right there in the middle of that defense, and came through, got through there, big tackle on 4th down, put it back in the hands of the Cashion Wildcats.
Westerhoff back in the backfield with Waspa. He'll go ahead and get the handoff. Left side's got a good lane there. Good job by the line, that left side. Looks like we had Timmy Jones, Matthew Stockton, as well as Tommy Branson. Westerhoff says thank you and gets a big 7-yard run. That'll bring up 2nd and about 3. 2:34 on the clock here as the Wildcats are getting closer and closer to win number 4. But the most important victory is the number 2 on the district side of things as clock continues to run down. 3 timeouts left by Coach Potter. He may be waving the white flag here.
I was going to say, I think the Cashion Wildcats, if they just use the clock right, I think we could you get 1 first down, and that's ball game.
Westerhoff in the backfield. He'll direct snap. He'll cut back left side. Cuts back inside. Rock the dipty-doo to the 20. Trying to use his speed. No, a horse collar. Great job. Great patience. There's times where Westerhoff cuts it back, and I'm like, what are you doing, son? But he's making magic happen there. Great run there by the sophomore.
And that time, I think, he knew if he went to the sideline, he could probably pick up a few more yards. Smartly, he decided, I'm just going to go down right here, keep it in bounds, let that clock run. And now that you picked up the first down, there's only 1:30 left in this ball game, and you'll be able to down it out and finish this out.
That's it. We got a Bryson Beitler sighting there, and I seen that on senior night at wide receiver. Bryson's been an active kid since 3rd grade playing football here. Love seeing that. Wildcats will take the knee, and that'll most likely be it. Let's see what happens. It's got to be it here as the Wildcats work it all the way down. As both teams are Looks like the Hinton Comets are working to the 50. Now this will move the Comets to 5-4, but unfortunately this will move them with another loss in district play. And just like last year, the Wildcats needed a huge win on the road at Hinton. They got it. This year at home on senior night, they get it. They'll move to 4-5 on the season, 2 wins, 2-3 in district play. And it's going to be 2-2 in district play. And that last knee will be it as Max Hinton with a little bit of a flex and field pump. The boys rooting on the Cashion fans as they move to the 50-yard line, and the Wildcats victorious 33-7.
You know, being senior night, knowing that you have to win this ball game to make it into the playoffs, I mean, it wasn't a do or die tonight, but it would have been, you know, a massive upset against Crescent next week.
Right.
You know, we've had our way with Crescent for a long time, but right now, last year, we're in that rebuild mode, and Crescent has a really good team this year. So it's going to be a big game next week, but it's going to be a tough one to win because Crescent's got some players.
Yeah, they sure do.
And the thing is, it wasn't a must-win tonight, but it was a win that you had to have to get, take the step and punch your ticket into the playoffs. And the Cashion Wildcats on senior night were able to string positive play after positive play together, and were able to just eat the clock up in that first half. I mean, I'd love to be able to see the time possession in that first half. I guarantee you the Cashion Wildcats had the ball 90% of the time, and they were able to finish off drives in the end zone, and that's what matters right there. And the fact that they put together a awesome game on senior night, special for this Cashion Wildcat bunch.
Amen. Well done, well stated. As the Cashion fight song being played, folks got their cameras out. A great night here on senior night, again honoring 3 senior football players, 5 cheerleaders, 2 band members, and our cross-country runner going to state. Wildcats victorious 33-7 over the Hinton Comets. It'll be next week on the road at Crescent for their senior night. Love to play spoiler for that one. But we appreciate you guys joining us here as the Wildcat season continues. It was getting close and sketchy there, but Wildcats were able to come through, and give credit to Coach Shack and the boys, all the coaches, right? We talked about Coach Dudd, what an immediate impact he's had coming back. But just an absolute golden game plan coming through, focusing on your strengths, going out running the ball, all of your keys, Chris, right? Protect the ball, positive yardage, no negative yards, keep Devaney in the lane, in the pocket, keep everything inside. Came to fruition. The Wildcats are victorious. And it's almost like now you're looking at this game going, well, where's this been all year, right? Yeah. But there needs to be growth, right? There had to have been growth that had to happen this year.
Yeah, and that's fine. You kind of figure out who you are and hit your stride at the right time, right? Where you figure this out now, you go and play a really tough team and see if you can make this a game plan that could be successful, and have, maybe have an upset next week and really catapult yourself into a lot of momentum going into that first playoff game and going into, I think you said Dibble is who we might line up and play with.
Lane had mentioned that based on the bracket, if we finish out in 4th place, we would play the number 1 team. So last year we ended up playing Ringling out of A3, I believe. Okay. This year it's Dibble. So the way the bracket's predetermined based on where you finish in your district. And so as a 4th place finisher in A5, we would play the 1st place finisher in A3. So that would be at Dibble.
Gotcha. So, you string some momentum together and really hit your stride going into that playoff, and just sneak up and surprise some people. And we talked about how important making the playoffs with these young kids is, because for one, that gives another week of practice.
Yep.
Another week of experience for these Cashion Wildcats, these young Cashion Wildcats, and then on top of that, you have playoff experience now for these young kids.
That's right.
And for a group of freshmen like this to really be able to get out there and have that playoff experience, playoff atmosphere under their belt that first year is going to pay dividends come, junior, senior year, sophomore, junior, senior year.
I love it. We got Coach Shack coming up. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll bring you back, Coach Shack, with post-game comments.
Founded by Jesse and Amy McCracken, Rural Pest Solutions is a Cashion-based, family-owned and operated company. Our focus is on providing the highest level of customer service while effectively treating many common invaders, including spiders, ants, roaches, mice, mosquitoes, fleas, ticks, and termites. Flexible scheduling and superior customer service are our top priority. Call us today to schedule your appointment. 405-283-6565.
For 31 years and counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC.
All right, we are back, and Nema's going to kind of get some things wrapped up here and get ready and get out of here. But Coach Shackford, thank you for stopping in and giving us some.
You bet.
I'm going to get the mic here for Lane so he can jump on here with us and give it his 2 cents. I heard he had he said we were making the playoffs at the beginning of this year.
I called it.
So.
First year, I was telling the story at halftime about when we went to Dibble.
Hold on just a second. Let me turn you on. Okay, there we go.
I was telling the story at halftime about us going to Dibble, 8-man football, and you almost passed out giving a pregame speech.
I was talking to their coach before the game, and he talked about everything but our game. How rough their previous opponent was, and how they were looking forward to playing the next week.
They said you can leave your starters in. We don't really care.
Yeah, he was like, if we get ahead and you want to keep your starters in and get a late touchdown, it's okay. We'll be fine with it.
And then you smoked them.
We smashed them.
I think it was 40-6 at halftime.
Yeah, we 45'd them.
Nice. Yeah. And that was Dibble, or that was him?
Yeah, that was Dibble. We'll probably play Dibble in the playoffs, right?
I think Dibble's going to win their district, so I think we're going to be, depending on what happens next week, anywhere from second to third.
Who?
Us. I'm pretty sure if we.
Cashion is going to be second or third in their district?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Well,
I haven't done
that's
all
incredible.
The math, but I think we're going to finish. I don't know. I think we're fourth right now. If Watonga beats Hinton, then I think we're third or something. I don't know.
Well,
all I know is we're going to playoffs.
I think
we'll
if
figure it out after
if
that.
Watonga would have beat CHA last week and not
And
let
they
CHA kick a last-second field goal, we would have been playing for third place.
Yeah, I don't get into all the numbers. Coach Cochran said there was some scenario where we could be third, and but again,
either way, we punched our ticket tonight with a big win on the football field on senior night.
Yep.
And a lot of the game plan was leaning on some of those seniors. You had Benson Waltman and Tommy Branson.
Yep.
Tommy, has been a big part of this offensive line since the sophomore year. Yep. And to be able to see you guys really lean on those boys and have the success was awesome to watch. And, man, I was here for the run game tonight, and you leaned on it, and it worked out in your favor.
Yeah.
What are we, 4 and 5?
Yes. Yeah.
After last week's, Woodward had to forfeit.
Win. But hey, we'll take it. I thought going into the game, when we were putting the game plan together at the beginning of the week, it was like, I think we can get in some stuff and kind of mess with them a little bit. So then it was, let's take these 4 plays and let's put as much window dressing on those 4 plays as we can, and maybe we can get them to, kind of pause for a second before they come downhill and give us a chance to get on them. And I think in the first half for sure they were really confused, and then I think in the second half, or really about the middle of the second quarter on, I think our kids finally figured out that they belong and they can play.
Yeah, you bet.
They can compete. We've been fighting that so much this year, and I don't blame them. And I told them this last week at Woodward. I mean, if I was 14 somebody told me I had to go play in a varsity football game, I'd be scared to death. I get that. I understand that. But at some point, we've got to figure out that we belong out there a little bit. That, you know, these kids are a lot like me. They have the same problems I have. Well, I was happy to see Grayson Davis pick one off on fade. I mean, he needed that. I thought our secondary tackled better than we have all year. And then our guys up front defensively, I thought our defensive line and linebackers played really well. I don't think they had a first down in the first half.
No, they didn't.
No.
Yeah.
You know, this usually happens, and we talked about this a little bit at halftime, and you've seen it, where them freshmen, when they start the year out, they're scared to death, and by the end of their freshman year, they get where they've got confidence and they play so much better, and that's kind of what we're seeing in that progression.
Sure. Now, and we've talked about this a little bit. Our schedule was so front loaded with teams that we couldn't compete with.
Right.
You know, we just couldn't. Let's just be honest. I mean, they're 18, we're 14. We can't compete with that. So, you know, you combine all those things together, and I think it kind of slowed down that process. You know, I'd love to have another shot at Christian Heritage.
You bet.
I think we kind of let that one get away a little bit. I know the score doesn't really look like that, but it was a lot closer.
Late scores,
It was a lot closer than what that score indicated. And, I told them.
Well, this team right here beat them.
Yeah, they beat them to death.
Yeah, it was a beat
I told them after the Woodward game, and I think they looked at me like I had two heads, that I thought we were really, really close to being pretty good defensively. We gave up 52 points, but that's probably why they thought I was crazy. But you could see some flashes against Woodward. We were pretty good against the run. We were terrible against the pass. You know, so but I think we were a little bit better tonight, and you know we'll have a huge test next week against Crescent. You know, I mean they're finding out the fruits of the labor of when they started a bunch of freshmen and sophomores.
You know, and that's what I text Shaq often brag about how great of a coach he is, and done that for years. And at the very first of the year, I'm like, "You're a great coach. You know, you did a great job." And he's like, "We're going to find out how great of a coach I am this year," because he has so many young kids, inexperienced. We're playing such a tough schedule, but you passed the test after tonight.
Well, I just, Coach Hardaway said this to me the other day. We were texting back and forth one night, and he was like, I just want so bad for these kids to make the playoffs, and for you to keep the streak alive. And I was like, I had to even ask Kale after the game, what it even is. But I'm excited for them just because I think there was a whole bunch of people that probably looked at us in June, in July, and in August, and September, and thought, there's no way these guys can accomplish, what we talk about around here all the time. That is a big deal. That's going to the playoffs, and that's what I told them after the game. I mean, I've coached a lot of football games. I don't know how many, a lot, and we've had some really high highs, and this is as proud as I've been of a group of kids as any group of kids that we've ever coached. And, I told them that after the game, and Hinton was a good football team, and take a couple of plays away, and it was
yeah. Oh yeah.
It was.
I mean, they had minus 10 yards through the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at the stats, and we can kind of go over them a little bit. It was, total yards. It was 441 yards to 47.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, just looking at that stat alone, it was domination, and it wasn't like we were throwing the ball around. It was just, we're going to line up and we're going to run right over you. And we ran right over them for 400 yards. I mean, let's see. 352 yards on the ground tonight, and a lot of that was just Ethan Waswell getting the ball and saying, "I'm going to go run over somebody." Yeah. And and then what I loved about it, you talked about, he kind of kept them off balance with some motion. And I said it last week, or not last week, but maybe against CHA. I was like, I think Coach Shackford's been watching the Miami Dolphins with as much motion as we've got. A lot of motion back and forth, and but that motion keeps those linebackers kind of guessing where you're going.
You can just get them. You can just get them to just. I mean that much is a big deal when you're trying to double team combo or you're trying to get to that second level. If they can just hold for just a second, it gives your offensive line an advantage. And we've had some success with some jet sweep stuff this year, so people have to, you've got to have a little bit of a plan for it. And so we kind of took that and kind of built on it and tinkered around with it.
And you said, how proud of this group you were, and you mentioned a little bit about, keeping that streak alive, and that's one thing. Christina Branson, Tommy's mom, she worked with me, and that's what she just said. I want it so bad for Tommy and these seniors to not be the seniors that let that streak die, and so just to see you guys really lean on that front line, and Tommy and those boys up front to just run the ball, and he was a big part of the success tonight.
I thought
it was
Tommy
awesome
played,
for them.
I thought Tommy played really well. I thought Benson played really well. Caleb battled through. He's got an ankle that we've been kind of dealing with, and you could tell he was hurt.
Well, he was in between snaps. I mean, I was like, can he even get up there? Yeah. But as soon as the ball was snapped, he'd get up there, seal the edge, make the block he had to make.
Yeah, and I mean that's it's a tough sport.
Yeah.
I mean, football's hard. And competition in general is hard. And, sometimes you got to kind of battle through a little bit, fight through a little bit of pain, and I'm sure he'll hate life in about an hour, but
or when he's 45.
He won't hate it near as bad. Or when he's 45. But he won't hate it near as bad because we won.
Well, that's why I saw Ethan get up a few times. And I said, when you're running the ball that much, it's going to hurt in the morning. Yeah. But if you have more points than they do at the end of the night, it's going to hurt a little less. Yep. And so tonight, great job, Coach, just putting a game plan together that worked tonight against a good Hinton team, and give a lot of momentum to the Cashion Wildcats going into the War on 74. Yep. We're going to Crescent next week. Talk about a little bit about that game and what you see coming up and what it means to the Cashion Wildcats.
Well, it's a rivalry game, and I've talked about this on here before. When we first started playing them, I kind of dismissed it a little bit. Even probably took some shots at them with our kids, about how big of a deal it was to them. And we've always tried to make that week a week.
Right.
We've never, but it does mean a lot just because we've played them so long, and especially with what's happened over the last couple of years around here, to see what the support that they've showed us is something that is really important to me. And we've gotten, we're good friends with those guys over there. And
well, the bunch of the kids, they all, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, I mean, so it's it'll be fun. We'll go over there and we'll give it our best effort. They're really good. I don't know what did Minko in.
They were down 20-7 at one time.
But, Crescent's got a really good football team, and they're old and big and huge. So we'll go over there. We'll give it our best shot. We'll see what happens, and whatever happens next week, we're gonna show up on that Monday, and we're gonna get ready to go play a playoff game.
So, I like it.
That'll make next week practicing a little bit easier. We kind of had that conversation in the coach's office of what happens if we don't win Friday night. What's that next week going to look like? Now we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, go out there and compete and get ready to build some momentum going into the playoffs. So
Minko's still up 20-7. It says fourth quarter.
20-7 fourth quarter. Well,
we're proud of you. Proud of your team. Is a heck of a game to watch.
Our kids have. I'm really excited for them just because of what this year. In April, what you thought this year was going to look like versus what it ended up looking like in August, and for these kids to continue to fight and scratch and claw, and continue to get better. And I talk about this on here a lot, respecting the process and what and I know that's coach speak, but there's a lot of truth to that in life about how preparation is really important, and each week's really important, and you can't overlook those things. We had a great week of practice. And you saw the fruits of that.
And it's not empty talk. I get to hear your locker room speeches, and it's not empty talk up here. You're preaching that life lessons at every chance you get, and so these kids can hear that over and over again. And really, it is good life lessons. You're going to have ups and downs, and you hold true to that as far as teaching these kids about football translating into life.
And when something good in life happens, celebrate it. Let's be excited about tonight.
Yep. Great win, Coach, here on senior night. Congratulations. Big win for those seniors. Big win for you guys as a team and as a program to make, continue that streak. I think, what is it, 15, 16
I think
years?
It's 20.
20 years in a row.
Well, we haven't. We've made the playoffs every year in 11 man, I know for sure.
So that's at least what?
Yeah.
15? I think we've made it every year that I've been here, and I think this is 20th year.
So big win for the program. great job getting out there and getting the win for the seniors. And congratulations and go Wildcats! You know, a big game next week. We're excited for that, and we'll be
it'll
there.
be fun.
And so thank you guys for jumping on. Coach, thanks for jumping on
You
with
bet.
us after the game. Lane, thanks for stopping in.
You bet.
And for Neiman DeBobby and Chris Gibson and the Cashion Wildcat TV, thanks for tuning in. Big win for the Cashion Wildcats here on senior night with a win taken away tonight, 33 Cashion Wildcats, 7 Hinton. So as Neiman always says, go Cats and God bless.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Cashion FBC is a church seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
Looking for a solution to your water well problem or just needing a new well drilled? Western Drilling does water well drilling and repair. They are experts in pumping system installation, troubleshooting, and repair. Western Drilling works with domestic, ag, and irrigation wells. Give them a call today and explore all the solutions. Western Drilling supports Cashion High School. Go Wildcats!
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.